For future Souls games. What is this shit? For future Souls games, From Software should tone down a bit with the language that could be construed
I
as
said
offensive.
if. I said if.
Offensive and distasteful. I am not a fan of absolute censorship, but settling for a more inclusive and acclimated dialogue is important. I was particularly not a fan of White Mask Vare. He's a creative persona, but his use of maiden lists gives ammunition to the internet bullies to disguise their insults. This makes it more difficult to report them online since maiden
You're here,
lists
right,
isn't viewed the same as virgin. Yeah, it is. Nobody cares about either one of them. Or loser. Okay. Nobody cares about that either. Although it's the intention behind it. I know this comes across as an offensive to myself and players alike. As a 37-year-old male with genophobia, introphobia, and social anxiety, I have this day to remind.
But if second is decimate blade, then guess I should just stay on tank instead of getting stacks.
Dialogue brings up these insecurities. Good. Good. Quit playing, pussy.
The second one should be what? 1 minute and 30 seconds into the fight, roughly.
No, you can see when they died.
Yeah, so 1 minute and 25 seconds. Okay, fair enough.
Yep, you deserve it. That's right. If you get triggered
by
a
and
video
that was the second hit, so
problem.
120.
Yeah.
It's a joke? I bet it's a joke too, but there's a lot of people it's not a joke for. And I think that it's funny because of how ridiculous it is. But I think that you can look at this from the opposite direction too. Like, this is the way I view all of the calls for censorship. Yeah, literal snowflake. Yeah, exactly.
5.
What is this?
4.
What rhymes with
3,
share?
2.
I've seen this.
1.
Let's see that one coming. Oh, I saw that one before too.
Shards.
Wait, what? Oh my god! Holy Jesus! Wow!
First blade coming up.
Fucking damn!
Oh man, you tormented the whole group, Janspy.
I just got torment. I ran out to him.
Shards.
Transgender alpaca concentration
See
camp.
what we can do.
No, someone else jumped into the group now.
Demo tanking.
Of course.
I don't have torment if I need to do some so.
Of course. Yeah, obviously. That's the title. That's a I never thought I would see that title ever, ever in my life. Okay, let's see. There's some other shit I was going to show. Oh, and by the way, it looks like they did
Decimation
find
Blade
out who
takes
this
first hits.
guy is.
Demo
let me see if I
tanking.
can find it. The guy's name was like Luigi
Jungle
or something.
replace Pharaoh when he's done.
About that?
But yeah, he was a 26-year-old
Yeah, we got 4
guy.
healers tormented.
And first time for everything. Yep, there it is.
Step away from
And,
crystals.
His Twitter.
We have to be a bit forward from the markers
I mean, people are gonna be
because we
scouring,
have to be
looking
able
for
to reach the
everything,
tanks.
Until it gets deleted, right? So
when you do it that close to us,
you know, I'll be able to use it for
then
content after,
3 of us
after
got
that.
tormented
So yeah,
right
oh,
there.
by the way, this guy, so this guy,
Janspy.
there was some crazy dude on a subway, and this dude like kind of
Yeah,
held him
so
down,
should
choked
we
him
like
and
meet
ended
on
up
the
killing him.
left side or the right side or something
Basically,
instead?
I mean, in my opinion, I think
Because
this
when
guy
he
somewhere-
gets it and somebody in ranged, how do you want us to do it?
Of course, some people are not happy about this.
Just not that close to the group.
Yeah, W Jury. He's a hero. Well, I think that like really.
Feast.
So close.
I think that in general, people.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
People cut way too much slack to like random people acting like fucking assholes in public. Like, if you're being violent or obnoxious or rude in public, especially violent, or you're like touching people or something like that, I don't think anybody should be putting up with this. Nobody should be putting up for this. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I did move
exactly,
back.
Yeah. Now, obviously,
I moved toward
you
the
know,
melee,
because the
and then
guy
he
was
ran out
black,
to me, and then we met.
the
I
prime
got tormented,
motivation
and
for this
apparently I
happening,
was
of
on top of
course,
the
had to
healers
be
there.
racism.
Just like everybody else has vigilantes, we need some black
It happens.
vigilantes.
Leo need a quick bio.
And choke us
That's the
and
jungle.
kill us for being loud?
I'm just back.
How about we do the same when they attempt to oppress
Did you
us?
remember to wash hands?
I'm tired.
I haven't used them.
I know you're looking for us to be like,
Close
oh,
ones, please.
go and march. Go and march. No. This weekend, I want you to hold a community event everywhere from the Bronx to Houston to Seattle to Florida. Black people hold community events and talk about what you need. It's like
Can we get a health
It is
also?
completely unreasonable.
So
I
well.
know, bro. Like, this is the funny thing is that I wonder if somebody does do something crazy and they fuck stuff up, if this guy will get in trouble for it. And it's disappointing
Fully
that
respect.
that people like this, like, not every single issue between two people of different races is because of their races. This is not always what happens. Now, sometimes it's what happens, but it's not always what happens. It's kind of like this is like whenever I said that
5,
when all you are is
4,
a hammer,
3,
every problem
2,
looks like a nail.
1.
Every single time that there's an interaction between two people of different races, they always turned it into
Shards.
something like this. It's totally fucking delusional. Absolutely. Two others helped Penny and they were non-white. Yeah, I guess so. The two other guys holding him down were black guys. The media never shows this. Why'd he choke the guy out? Probably to stop him from being violent. I mean, I don't remember all the details in it. I have no idea. And you got that saying backwards. So I
First
don't
blade
know really
coming
what
up.
I said. But anyway, what's this here?
Inferno.
And he was chasing a woman with a knife. Was that it? I mean, the guy had been arrested like 40 times, right? I mean, I thought he had been arrested
Shards.
dozens of times. He'd been arrested tons of times. What is
On the right?
this?
All the way on the
Yeah,
right.
so how are we even talking about it? Yeah, 40. You
Climbing,
get
climbing.
arrested
Tanking.
42 times. The main question I fucking have is how the hell were you out after the third or fifth time? Like, what about arrest number like 55 or like 60 or something like that? Or not 60, like 25 or 30 or something like that.
Into tanking.
Don't you think at that point, maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't let the guy
Next
back
blade
out
coming up.
Shards.
43 fucking times.
Run into
You
each other.
don't know NYC?
Inferno blade.
I don't
Healed
think the
Knitter.
average person in New York City gets arrested 43 times. I don't.
You're very close to the group.
I,
here,
I, I
think.
don't think that's what happens.
Tank's dead.
Yeah, as a stamp card, yeah, it's amazing. And
Just
this
go away
time will be
from the
different. Yeah,
crystals.
this time he's reformed. It's amazing they even let him do that in the first place, man. You see the story of the online gamers who hunted a girl to game with, flew to Canada and Cali? No, I haven't seen that. And you don't know NYC? Well, wait a minute. Do you think that's normal? Like, I'm. Do you think that's normal to get arrested 43 times? No, really. What is this? No, yeah, want to have this, yeah, please explain. Just a minute, sorry, my dad's calling me.
Feast.
Hello? I know, I saw that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, thanks. All right, I'll talk to you later. Yo, bye. Okay. Anyway, so what is this?
It
For
looks
most
like
underclass
someone spied a
underprivileged people
flame.
growing up, it could be. Why would you get arrested for being
wasn't on.
underprivileged or underclass? Can you give me an example of that? Like, so you're going to school, you're
Are
growing
they meant
up,
to be taken
the cops find you and they say, "Oh, there you are. Time to go to jail." How does
Yeah, it
that
depends on the amount of HP what they have.
But the
Okay,
unfortunate
so-
Fails as well.
fixed damage is the decimate, isn't it? That is 90% of them.
Oh, that's the
Yeah, is being
other
poor
one, the
illegal?
decimation. But the Inferno hits
Yeah, the
Anecdotally,
decimation
that's
blade
something
has
that
the
can happen. You can
90%,
get
but even
arrested
the
for
Inferno
random-
blade
for
scale.
lots of shit.
the health
As a way of
stacks
harassment?
that would take more fire damage also, so,
So you
that's
think
why.
that all 43 times
Okay,
he got
so
arrested,
third
it was
shot
harassment
should
from
have
the
been
police, and he wasn't
You and
doing
Onion
anything
again.
wrong.
on shot, yes. We
Is that
were
right?
on third shot. So it should have been Leo and Jovent healing.
A rap sheet doesn't mean jail per se. Yeah. But I feel like the people that get arrested 43 times, like what are we talking
No, well,
about
the
here?
tormented doesn't help if you have the high stacks on the tormented.
No, not at all. But everyone's doing random shit every day
Pretty
and
sucky.
that they can be arrested for. Like what? Like what? Just as an example.
Was Leo tormented?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had
What is
3
random
healers
shit? No,
tormented.
let's get an example.
Meaning that me and
types
Onion
of
should have
things?
been on tank if we had known.
Speeding, piracy.
You mean you don't
for
want
internet people?
food
Did he
buff?
get arrested for speeding and piracy? Also, as far as I know, I don't think you get arrested for piracy because it's a civil court. It's a civil case. I'm pretty sure you don't. And also, if he got like, let's see, what's his name? It's like
Five,
it was like a
four,
fuck. What was it called?
3, 2,
Jordan Neely,
1.
right?
Sharp.
Let's see. Placed in foster care as a youth, Neely had an extensive criminal record, including petty larceny. Now, we'll look up what larceny is. Larceny definition. Unlawful taking away of another person's property. Okay, so that's called stealing. So he was caught stealing things, jumping subway. Really, you can't have people doing this. Who really cares? And 3 unprovoked assaults on women.
It's on
It's
blue.
on the left.
Watch out, it's on blue.
Watch it, Joven.
Them tanking.
So what about that?
And Spike, can you
3
take the next
times.
crystal with Vero?
You think that's normal? Is that normal? Like, yeah, is this just random shit?
Into tanking. Next blade coming up.
Oh, good. I might not be able to.
To the left.
Inferno.
I mean,
I
this is
have,
just what you do.
when somebody else has to
This
take
is
it
what you do.
for Vero.
After
I
I go after.
can.
JJ's here. Sorry, I was muted.
Manroy said stealing and assault or whatever.
It's on JJ now.
Hjälpnytte.
I haven't looked into his whole criminal record, man. I'm giving examples
I
of
will
why
take
the
the next
43
with
rap sheet
Extend
isn't fair.
instead of you, Jungle.
Well, I
Sure.
guarantee you that if it was
Careful,
your
16
wife,
sticks
your
pretty
daughter,
high.
your mother,
Make
who
bad
was one
ranges
of those
if
3
possible.
unprovoked assaults, you'd think it was fair. And I really hope that you never have to live with
Next
the
blade coming up.
consequences of your own performative empathy. That's what I think.
I have this one,
Destination
so
blade.
it's fine.
Knytte takes first
Hopefully
hit.
you never have to live with that.
Sima tanking.
You know, how do you know it's fair? 42 times in a row. They're all unfair? For sure. Uh-huh. Yeah, anybody that believes that is a fucking retard. Come on. What are we talking about? Like, it's such a delusional fucking thing to say. I can't imagine thinking like that.
It's to the left.
Unreal.
It's on the left
Oh,
of
JJ,
blue.
yeah.
Oh, for sure? Yeah. But I think that, you know, at night, if you're 99.9% sure on something,
Bellamy's
I
here.
wonder what it is. 43 times. Come on, guys. What are we doing?
Next blade
What
coming
are
up.
we doing? It's just so fucking people are so
What color are you
fucking
guys
stupid.
stacking on right now?
It's
Decimation blade. Knytte
unbelievable
takes first.
how, like, just
no one's really
Sima
and
tanking.
this is the thing, is that
Shards.
people contort themselves into
Sharp
turning
on the
into
left.
like that Jordan guy that's been arrested 43 times.
I can still go
into
after,
a
see if people
martyr
moving.
or a hero or
Eags cannot
anything
take
other
next,
than
yeah.
a career
I've got
criminal. and bad
JJ going
actor.
after Vero here.
The only people you should really be mad at isn't Daniel. You should
If
be
you're not
mad at
tormented,
New York
you can
City
get
for
to
not having
blue.
this guy in jail before this could
Yep.
have even happened in the first place.
And
This
it's
guy
Eats
should
and
have
Bobby
never
next.
even been out in the
Yeah,
public
Eats
to
not
begin
tormented.
with.
Knytte's dead. Sima tanking.
Like, that's who you should be mad about.
Do Bobby and
it's unfair
Nazi.
to all the women in New York City to not arrest them.
Shards.
Full
Okay.
Keep in
rebuffs.
mind,
Clear.
these are
Next
people
blade coming
who
up.
are more than willing
Just in front of
to
Blade.
Yeah,
try to be like,
you
oh,
can
well,
keep
you
it.
don't know, oh,
Yeah,
it's not
keeping
it,
it.
that's not it.
That's Bobby and
Yes,
They're
Red
more
Light.
than willing to
Yeah.
do that because they never have to live with those consequences.
Where can I get out without
They never have to actually.
giving it to anybody?
There's never a point where
Bruce.
in their life this happens to them and it negatively affects them. They just assume that other people will have to live with these negative consequences. Completely ignoring his mental health problems? Of course I am. Who cares? Why would I give a fuck about his mental health problems?
Shards.
I have mental health problems. I have depression. I'm gonna drink and drive.
No
I hit
pledge?
somebody. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you have depression. I mean, that's different.
Can't reach the
I mean,
crystal
come on,
soakers
man.
on the right,
It's
so pump, pump, pump,
depressed.
boom next.
So we need
Next blade coming up.
over here.
Decimation.
Decimation blade. Kinetic takes first.
I'm tormented.
No
Semi
sympathy.
tanking.
If you are a person that has fuck his problems, yeah, exactly, fuck the problems, arguments, shit. If you have mental problems that are so bad that they cause you to become a physical danger
Place
to
a banner.
yourself and other people in the public, you need to be
The Vex
removed
crystal
from the public
behind us.
space entirely, so nobody gets
Let's see
hurt,
some. Oh no,
including yourself.
I'll go after Vero again.
And if this
Oh,
person
good
was
call.
treated fairly and his mental health problems were accurately diagnosed and he was given the help
JJ's
that
gone
he
after
needed,
Vero.
not only would those people still not, would those people have never been hurt by him, but he
Next
would
blade
probably
coming up.
still be alive.
Inferno.
Inferno. Heal kinetic the big.
That's it.
With BI, pain suppression,
It's
everything.
expensive
yeah,
though.
yes.
Yeah, well, it's hard to do. And better,
Sharp.
yeah, he'd probably be
Wasted.
much better off. So it's a system issue. It's partly a system issue.
job.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
sorry,
But
Landrain
just
didn't
because
catch
the
you in
system is
time,
broken
otherwise the
doesn't mean
crystal
that we
was
should allow people to, like,
exploded.
mess
No
around and
worries.
cause
We got the
problems.
boss doesn't report
So
report.
yeah, it's that simple.
Did they make it?
We beat the record with almost 30 seconds.
But that felt like a piece of work today.
Oh wait, yeah, 30 seconds, 29.
You probably know this guy, right?
Did they change it so you lose
Probably
countdown
millions of
as soon as
dollars were
the fight
invested
ends?
into this. Like dealing and like micromanaging this
Seems like it.
person for 10 years.
Yeah, mine just
Probably
went.
millions of dollars were
That was
invested
last time I crystal.
collectively into dealing with him as an individual. So yeah, it's actually probably it's of taxpayer money, right? Exactly. And so yeah, no, I have no sympathy for people that have mental disorders whenever they hurt other people. Like I am extremely sympathetic to people with mental disorders when they're
Gonna
dealing
need
with
a
them and
new
coping with them on a personal level.
Cauldron.
But the moment that you externalize your mental disorder and you
Sure,
allow it to
incoming.
hurt other people and damage other people's lives, properties, or well-being, then your mental disorder becomes irrelevant and it doesn't
Bit of
matter
that.
anymore. And the problem becomes how can we remove this situation from occurring? So yeah, once you endanger other people, right? It's like if you're doing something to yourself and you're not affecting anybody else and you're just sitting in your room being depressed looking at hentai, then that's totally fine. I'm sorry that's happening. But if you go and you affect other people, that's it. Nobody cares. It's your choice. That's right. These people affect in real life have checkpoints? Yeah, exactly. Educate these fools? Well, I think that a lot of people, again, everybody who wants to act like they're empathetic to people like this would immediately change their mind if they were put in a situation where they were negatively or somebody else that they knew was negatively affected by them.
Yep.
These
Let's
are
go.
essentially beliefs that are only held by people with no actual consequence to believing in them. Let's see here. Oh, this was fucking crazy. So, oh my god. 100% keyboard warriors? Yeah, I guess so. And let's see here. So this girl, Grace Fondine, apparently... Well, I'll go ahead and I'll play it.
As I am hard-stuck bronze in every game that I play. That's why I was never accepted into FaZe, right, guys? Yeah. That's okay, I'm not a Trumpy anyway.
And the winner is Blackboy Max.
There it is.
Thank you. First off, I'd like to thank God. Without him, none of this is possible. I'd like to thank my friends and family back home. I'd love to thank FaZe. Without joining FaZe, I would not be where I am right now. Shout out my brothers. But most importantly, I'd like to thank 5-Star. And next time I hold a trophy, it's going to be a Grammy. Thank you.
I gotta say that I really appreciate the really short speeches. Walks right the fuck off. Perfect. Yep. Oh, yeah, Max. So anyway, this girl, so then afterwards, she tweets about it. So you guys might not know the whole history. So this girl, she was like an actress in Stranger Things, and then she started, what do you call it? She started streaming after like she had like a really bad experience. Like she was like sexually like harassed on the set, and so she totally quit acting, and she actually started streaming. FaZe invites her in, and they basically brought her in. It was pretty obvious to me. It seemed like this is like a diversity hire angle, right? It's like, okay, well, we're gonna bring in this person who has like some degree of mainstream celebrity and is generally well liked, so we can
we have a feast.
We can rehabilitate the image of the FaZe brand, right?
Bellamy, you need a new
and so
flask.
this happened, and obviously a lot of people
Cauldron's up still at the bridge.
It caused FaZe to effectively go into a death spiral. And a lot of people in FaZe, there was one guy, FaZe Rain, who went absolutely apeshit on this girl. And so she goes and she does this this speech. And anyway, so she makes a tweet. She says, FaZe guys are so brave online, but just stared and whispered whenever they saw me last night. Micro energy. FaZe Banks, the guy that's basically running FaZe, responds back to this girl. Says, you're a slam pig. Nobody's afraid of your baby voices or your 80-pound emo boyfriend. Stop clinging onto our shit. Nobody knows you or gives a fuck about you. You tried to force your way into FaZe. You're a fucking cornball that none of us wanted, and you're still mad. Then it gets even better. FaZe Ronaldo, let's fix this, Grace. Let me take you out to dinner. No, not the FaZe boys, just us. FaZe and Kason, LOL says the person who woke up the next day is tweeting about this. Rent-free, humble yourself a little. I promise we do not care about you. Respectfully.
Not Bellamy, you don't want to stand in the middle. Oh, good.
I am so glad FaZe is back to doing what they do best. Being toxic gamer bros, and I love it. I fucking love it. Play the part. And by the way, hey, disrespecting women? Well, I think if she's gonna come up and talk shit, she talks shit about them in the announcement speech, and she talks shit about them on Twitter. You step into
Remember,
the
we
arena,
take 5 at the first one?
you don't get protected because you're a woman? That's not fair. That's not equal. If you talk
To move
shit
into after
and
the
you
next.
start stuff like that, that's what you get. He basically called her a hoe? Yep, he did. And he wouldn't have done that if she wasn't sitting around talking shit and saying that they had micro dicks. Micro energy. She's obviously talking about micro dick energy. So if you want to go and insult people on that level, and then you get called a hoe, I'm sorry, but I think that's pretty much fair play. I do. I think it's fair play.
Spread
Totally
out.
fair play. Don't start shit if you don't want anything. And so anyway, obviously after all the harassment, she turned off her and deactivated or deleted her Twitter account. Well, that's what happens. Don't start shit if you don't want it to happen. Yep.
Rangers go for max range, don't go too far to the left.
Because they don't want to have somebody sitting around talking shit and farming hate on them for no reason. Really simple. Why would you let somebody sit around and disrespect you and talk shit about you constantly? Should I take? They're not taking shit laying down. No, I think that you should absolutely normalize. If you're going around talking shit about somebody, you should 100% expect them to talk shit about you back. You don't just get to throw shots and throw tomatoes in a peanut gallery and be like, yeah, you suck, this is bad, farming hate. Nah, bro. If you do that and you're causing trouble and you're shitting on them, you should expect to get it back, and you should expect to get it back more than you got. Because you were the one that initiated hostility and conflict.
Spread to the stairs.
That's the message. What goes around comes around.
We do.
Don't start nothing, and there won't be nothing. That's the message. They are staying in their own lane, doing their own thing. and people want to come over there and criticize them and talk shit about them, absolutely defend yourself. 100%. Fuck around and find out. Why do you bring your boyfriend into it? Why not? Because it'd make her look stupid. Obviously. What do you mean? Yeah. Like, it's all petty shit? Yeah, exactly. Why would you not? Yeah, of course you would. Because emo? Yeah. Yeah, she went personal first. She did. How do we know it wasn't started by someone over a phase before this? Well, we don't. But either way, you want to start shit, you should expect to get it back. That's the way I see it every time. And what's the boyfriend gonna do? Sandal slap them? Yeah, exactly, right?
Stick up.
Chatter's butthurt about this? I think that a lot of people don't like it, and this
Check
is,
your cooldowns.
I always find this to be like
Stay
kind of funny,
stacked.
is that people are like, oh, well, you shouldn't say this to a woman. Like, if you believe in equality, then you should believe that if you're a woman,
Wants a
you're
Weedo,
speaking out, and you're being hostile and rude and obnoxious, then people should be able to respond to that in the same way. Yeah, it's equal talk. Like, I mean, it's not like this isn't boxing, right? I mean, they're not in a different weight class or anything like that. That's normal. They're on the same playing ground as a woman. Fuck yes, absolutely. Equality when convenient. That's right. That's what they want. So this this game, Girls Frontline 2. This is posted with the title, what exactly is the target audience for this game? Everybody in chat is saying me.
Gonna stack off the next
For
leap.
sure, guys. There we go. That's the real content right there. Man.
Stick up.
Man.
Pretty weird jump positions. Let's see when we get the orbs. Might have to run towards green or purple.
Shameless. What's funny about this is that this character will probably earn more money than all of Concord.
Spread outs.
Keep that in mind.
Stunned.
And I don't even think it will be close. It will be way more.
Okay, purple is the place to go.
Have to go this long? Yeah, she's not a human, by the way. There's metal inside. No,
Form the corner.
Fake. And also, even if it was true, it doesn't matter. What is this here? Oh, yeah.
Where the back go?
Yeah, big surprise. People are tired of, you know, having politics and social politics in gaming. I've seen this a whole lot already. And this stuff, man, this is going to be really fucking funny. I cannot wait for these trials. I wonder how many people, I bet it's going to be at least 10 people that get named and, like, totally damaged. The Diddler trial? Yeah. And also, oh, by the way,
stick off the next leap.
I've said this before, but a lot
Make
of
sure
people
that
have
you
been,
don't
like,
lock
super
yourself
critical of, like,
just
Jeff
stand
Keighley
between those two
about
closed
having,
puddles.
Like, celebrities and, like, Hollywood people be involved with the Game Awards in a way that, like, kind of doesn't really make sense.
That's too
it's
close.
happening again.
People are standing that close to the boss.
So, kind of funny. Real funny.
Stack.
Is the trial going to be public? I've got a feeling it won't be.
I think we need to have at least like 20 people to have to transform.
Oh, here we go.
You're subsidizing Canada to the tune of over $100 billion a year. We're subsidizing Mexico for almost $300 billion.
It's a lot of
We
money.
shouldn't be subsidizing. Why are we subsidizing these countries? If we're going to subsidize them, let them become a state.
Yeah, those sleeps what we had the cat form before jumped straight to the middle were actually the reason for. Got kind of locked there, so make sure that the middle is kind of open.
All right.
All I want to do is I want
State of Mexico.
Did you text reset or something?
but fair
Nope.
playing field.
No,
You're
not really.
subsidizing.
Yep. Annex Canada. Problem solved. The United States of North America. Fucking exactly.
Those were hurting.
Let's see if I can find the rest of these too. But people get so heated when I said video games have been the worst artistic medium for a decade when stuff like this perfectly illustrates what I mean. I do really think that Video games need to stop trying to be movies.
Log's missing
I find
food.
it to be so fucking annoying. So insanely fucking
2
annoying.
minutes on your flask XG.
So well.
Sony's fault? Kind of true.
Give me the whip!
Adios, senor.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Adios, Sabito.
It's pretty good. I just think that they need to stop trying to make video games like movies, man. I find it to be very fucking annoying. Like, extremely fucking annoying. Yeah, well, I played the Coconut Simulator. It beats PoE. It's on Steam for $1. This guy's, you've been spamming it like 50 times, bro. Stop. Like you typed it, like, I was wondering, why is people asking this? It's just the same guy spamming it. Like, if you spam questions, listen, if you ask something more than twice, that's too many times. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people really want me to respond to them or whatever, but I saw the message the first time. I didn't respond to it because it was dumb. And if you just keep spamming it, you will get permad. And also, I want to say that I pretty much only permaban people. So, like, if you do get, if I see it happen, you're not going to get timed out. You're going to get instantly permad. And
Go, stack. Close shit.
Yep, you've got to put in a ticket. Very rare you time out people. Do you want to know why I don't time people out? It's because on the app, the plugin that I have, I can only time out for 5 minutes or a permaban.
Stunned.
So I just do a permaban every time.
Go towards green.
Yeah, it's that simple. So that's really the reason why. Use common sense. Well, no, if you don't understand how much is too much,
spread out and make sure no ranges on this red rune.
I feel like, again,
stay out there, stay out the middle, leave it to the tanks in the middle.
It's not really anybody else's fault except for your own.
Else has vigilantes?
This is gonna be like, this is nuts. BLM is threatening to burn down New York City. Oh wow, that's exciting.
BLM had threatened to burn down parts of the city, cars, whatnot. Let's watch. They're angry over Daniel Pitty being found not guilty.
To do it for us. And clearly, if we get to this point, it's too late. We have to be there
get ready
for
to
each
stack
other,
off the next.
and that's our call to action. Everybody that's pissed off at this verdict, I challenge you to go outside today.
Maybe they should have been there for Jordan Neely whenever he got arrested. They should have been there for him and take care of him and help him. This would have never happened. He'd still be alive.
Gonna spread towards the stairs. Make sure that the middle.
And help one person.
Isn't this inciting violence?
That's my challenge.
You might want to drag the boss a bit to the stairs as well.
I think that it is inciting violence, and I don't think
that's fine, I guess.
I think especially if people are violent and bad things happen, there needs to be a degree of accountability because, and I've said this for a while, I think people are way too free with what they talk about and like how they say things like nowadays. People, they'll just say crazy shit all the time.
If you're angry, if you're hurt, go help one.
The purpose is
DJ, make sure that you come more to the left side instead of the right.
It's really simple.
From your perspective.
One person.
Yeah.
Don't want to get in the lead there.
That's how we beat the system. That's how we turn this around by being there for each other.
Ready to stack off the next.
I just want to say, I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this.
Didn't get in.
I didn't have to go through this either.
Red towards green.
It hurts.
After.
Really, really hurts.
Not yet.
What are we gonna do?
Only wants a jungle onion.
Didn't he abandon
myself.
his son?
Spread out.
I feel like, you know, if your son, if you're a dad and yeah, the kid went into foster care, where was he?
Keep the middle free, please,
Yeah, what
and
is
move the
this?
boss a bit towards the bridge.
I mean, if you raise a kid that gets arrested 43 times, you failed as a parent. It's amazing that like it's not obvious.
Don't want to get a leap towards the stairs, so
What's gonna happen to us now?
make sure that you come over.
I had enough of this. System is rigged. Come on, people. Let's do something about this.
Ready to stack off the next.
Too often. We have Eric Garner's mother here. There's too often this is happening where we're left alone
stick up.
in this society. We got to stop that. We
Might
to
have
change
to run
how
towards
we
red.
impact
Hopefully the
each
orbs
other.
come also
It was
fitting to that.
rigged. It was rigged 43 times. Can you believe that? Rigged 43.
Spread
wow.
out.
That's a lot.
Stunned.
All against him.
Gordon came in that
Stairs is
subway
okay.
car. The first
Get on the
thing
stairs.
he asked for was food, and he
Or
was
somewhere in
killed.
the center.
And the person who killed him was not held responsible.
Careful, DJ, a bit
We
too
cannot
close.
allow this
Come
to
up to
keep
the right.
happening.
Well, they were.
I
held
can't reach him.
responsible. They're called a hero. Yeah, a lot of people are happy about the guy doing it. What do you mean?
there's one over there.
That people are celebrating it.
Look like the police are attacking Brooklyn.
Somebody said, why are people happy about it? Because I think that we have a huge problem of violent and aggressive and dangerous people being in society that actively hurt other
Okay,
people.
stack off the next.
And people's empathy becomes weaponized against them to make people, to gaslight people
Okay, stick up.
into thinking that it's normal or acceptable to behave that way. And ultimately, people are guilted into sacrificing their own safety and well-being for some sort of greater cause that is clearly not being achieved.
Okay, we move towards green. Cool.
That's
Stay
the
spread
reason
out.
why people are happy. It's because the person who is dangerous and violent was held accountable for doing that.
I'll stay in this half,
Very
purple and green. Out of the middle, please.
42 times. Yeah, think about that. That's crazy. Nobody believes in false victimhood anymore? Exactly.
So much space towards the
morning,
stairs if you
everyone.
stay
Here we
safe, you're stacked.
stand once again in front of this unjust system.
Place a banner.
I stood here 10 years ago because they did not give justice to my son with the chokehold. I fought hard to get the anti-chokehold bill passed, which did pass. But it shouldn't only be for police officers, it should be for civilians also. No one deserves to be choked to death. And you know, we're in
And
that
prepare to stack
courtroom
off
and
the next.
people are cheering for the verdict.
Oh no, wait. We get the
Now,
fifth
you
leap
should
in.
ask
Just
yourself
kill the
why
boss.
that is.
Take one more.
Why could that possibly be it?
They made
Yep.
the loudest noise, the judge
Just
did
murdered.
nothing. But when his father spoke out, they put him out the courtroom. Is that justice? Or what? We can't allow this to keep going on. We have to fight.
So let's quick do the trash and afterwards we're gonna do a little break to freshen up before rag.
Justice that I got one police officer
And
fired.
Tassa maybe
There's more that need to be
announce the
fired.
loot.
But
I can discuss it
I
meanwhile.
tell this family, do not give up. Because that's what they want you to do. They want to discourage you. Just like they tried to discourage me. But 10 years later, I'm still fighting. And I'm not only fighting for myself, I'm fighting for families like yourself. That's why
I think they really do a disservice to the people that actually are pushing for police reform, because there are a lot of cases where there is police brutality and police violence, and there aren't accountability for police officers that participate in it. And what ends up happening is that you muddy the waters a lot when you include a person who is a career criminal with 43 arrests in instances of people that actually did get badly treated by police officers and had their lives either ended or drastically changed because of it. And so whenever you categorize all of these people together, people aren't going to take it as seriously.
Everyone to the front.
I think it's a huge
Go.
issue.
Come in, people.
Because the fact is that police brutality affects everybody. It affects black people, white people, everyone. And it really affects everyone because whenever the police brutality lawsuits, you know, police lose the lawsuit, guess who pays for that? Guess who pays for all of the proceedings for the court? Well, the taxpayers do. Everybody pays for this shit. So it's better for everybody if it doesn't happen. But for some reason, these people can never see that.
I have to come out when this injustice is done.
No, I think that they're doing a huge disservice to everybody who's been negatively affected by police officers by trying to act like this is every single one of these instances are totally racially motivated and like all of this. It's awful. It's not the police's fault. It's insanity. They have to deal with the crazy people. Well, I mean, it's 43 times, right? 100%. The person that held him down is not trained. He just stepped in. If nobody would have, who knows what could have happened to the woman? But she didn't deserve to die for it. The guy had been he'd been arrested 3 times for assaulting women, like unprovoked. Like again, the most shocking thing to me about this is the fact that he wasn't already in jail. That's what I feel like that's the main thing that's really surprising to me. Like, what the fuck were the police doing? How do you let somebody that does that 3 times? And this is like 3 out of 40 other arrests. How do you let somebody like that go? It's unreal. His father and the justice system are responsible. I don't think his father is responsible. I mean, the kid's an adult. His actions are his own. Like, yeah, probably the kid went in foster care, so very clearly the dad probably wasn't a very good parent.
Oh, do we have a smart grip there?
You know, his actions are his own.
Disengage.
You know, if he does
that's
something like
helpful
that,
as well.
that's it.
What a fucking gamer.
Unfortunately, the police don't have much power, and catch and release has them in check. Yeah, well, that's just what happens. But anyway, let me go back over. I will look at, kid was 30? Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, it's not really a kid. I will look at this too. Oh yeah, this game. People wanted me to look at this. I'll take a look at it. I don't know what this is. Covenant. This is a new game.
You seek the old notes.
Were you trying to get knocked off, XNG, or?
What a fool you are.
Right. Guess let's quick jump and talk, right?
Your kind seeks death. Something is coming. Something.
So they made Apex Legends and Call of Duty? What the fuck?
What have you done that hell?
I will say that I'm feeling like I'm the target audience for this game. I've got to say.
Summon.
Yeah.
I saw you fall like lightning from heaven. The way forth is long and dark. You must be most brave.
Oh.
10,000 swords stand before you. Then 20,000 knees shall kneel.
Just like compare this to Avowed. You know?
The time is nigh.
Yeah.
What wilt thou do? The axe comes to fell the tree. Cut it all down. Adversity become your fetish. Hardship your home.
I'm very, very skeptical of any game that is first person that has melee combat. So like going into this, like I am extremely skeptical, but this does look really good.
The hero of old.
No, I didn't. This is like Thor's hammer. Yeah, I'm gonna 100 fucking percent play this. It's not even a question. Any game like this, I will play it.
Tell the old man to send another flock.
That's really fucking badass. Good melee for FPS? Yeah. They're overshowing. It's incubator funded. The founders don't have any experience launching titles. As stated, developers behind meeting, they launched. They worked on games, but won't state the truth. Not in senior positions. Okay, well, if the game's bad, then that will be disappointing. But from the trailer, I think it definitely looks really good. It's not important to me. Yeah, I don't. The thing is that I can be excited. Like if I see something that looks good, I will be like, oh, wow, this looks good. I'm going to play it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying I think it looks good. No horse faces, a lot of Dishonored. Yeah, exactly. Hand it over. Your dark thing, your dark Halo. Yeah, exactly, right? Developers literally ever seen a modern contemporary sci-fi shooter franchise ever. Comes to dark fantasy. Well, fucking finally, right? Yeah, this is awesome. I love this. This is amazing. IGN will give it a 7. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course it will. So there's been a lot of drama actually surrounding PoE 2, and probably more drama than what I would expect to see. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I really didn't. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But now people are just going absolutely apeshit about this. Give me 1 second. Let me do something. I will put the thing in here because I'll probably play the game pretty soon too. Okay, there we go. So I did want to talk about this because Talking to Tree made a video about this. The massive Path of Exile 2 hate is getting ridiculous. A lot of people have been upset about PoE 2 and the difficulty of the game and a lot of just like the different decisions that have been made. Yeah, who's hating? A lot of people. Like if you go, I'll show you right now. People are complaining about it like crazy. God, well, that's just a meme, right? To be fair. Roll crafting system, negative, 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 negative. I don't know what this is. I'm not sure. I haven't read that. I have no movement on a screen. Negative. A lot of people are being negative, right? People are very, very negative about the game. Still 500k players, though. I understand that.
We're not afraid to ask the hard questions, or should I say ruthless questions. There's a huge problem with Path of Exile 2 right now, and it's not with the game. It's of what I think might just happen to it because of a ridiculous number of complaints flowing in about it right now across the internet. I don't think that they're going to nerf the game in a way that is stupid to make the complainers happy. I don't think GGG will do that because they know that PoE is supposed to cater to a different audience of people. I don't think they will. Grinding Gear Games does not listen to most of them, despite early access, of course, being designed to be fluid and fix major problems with the game. This is basically a beta. Path of Exile 2 has some things that could be better, but the direction and vision of the game is what some are trying desperately to change. And it shouldn't. Welcome to Path of Exile 2, everyone. The game is out, people are playing it, massive numbers of people, and reception... Those players catering to hardcores. Making a game take longer and not allowing you to zoom through the game super fast is not catering to hardcores. That's making a game that is designed differently. I think that there are elements of friction and tension that games need in order to make them entertaining, but it shouldn't be about catering to hardcore players or casual players. It should be about creating a fulfilling game experience for a person playing the game. Like the moment that you start building it for like a type of gamer, I think that you do lose a lot of something. By many informed on what the game was supposed to be and currently is, as expected, is stellar. This is a poll of viewers of this channel, a channel built around Path of Exile 2. People are in love. This right here is a Twitter poll, once again, of people who were very well informed about Path of Exile 2. This is the face of a dude who's very hyped to play Path of Exile 2 and is loving it. Yeah, it's me. And these are the words of my wife, who just downed the Act 1 end boss after an hour and a half of attempting it.
That's good.
Yes, my heart is pumping. Yes! Need I say more?
Yeah, I feel like I don't even think it's that hard. That's what's so weird to me about this. Like, I made a new character today, or yesterday, and let me see, I can show you guys. So I played a witch. This was my experience. I played a Sork, I mean. I dodge one attack. I move behind him. I get hit by both attacks. I get hit by both attacks again. I think I evaded the first one. He's stunned. He's dead. What the hell are people doing? Like, what about your... Yeah, stop playing Warrior.
Lots of players love it, but some players hate Path of Exile 2. Specifically, a certain sect of players who are always vocal about Path of Exile.
Oh, they are.
The largest Path of Exile community out there.
The Zoomers.
None, except the people who actually play the game. The Path of Exile subreddit. This video breaks down their qualms piece by piece, then expresses why I hope Grinding Your Games does not submit to the majority of these complaints and stands firm with the bulk of their decisions about Path of Exile 2, which is a completely different game compared to Path of Exile 1.
It is.
Talkative try here. Make sure you like the video.
I think also some classes, like, I don't think Warrior is very fun to play. But I also think that because I can't play like 70% of the Warrior abilities that he would have available to him when the game's actually out, right? I don't find it very fun to play. Now, other people might find it fun to play. That's great. I personally don't. But like, I think Warrior, like the class balance for Warrior, like class damage, I think it's fine. I just don't like the gameplay or the playstyle.
If you end up liking it, and to subscribe to the channel. Both are completely free and the best ways to support
Monk is fun.
the
A lot of
growth.
people really like
It has
Monk.
been going very well the past little while. I want to keep pumping up those numbers. I have 8 Reddit threads here from the Path of Exile subreddit that I would like to discuss today. We're going to look at their concerns, we're going to address them, and then I am going to finally argue why I disagree with all of these. The first is just a meme. Grinding Your Games, where's the loot? It's not in abundance like Path of Exile 1, especially in the early game. This is by design.
Yeah.
They want items to matter. They want crafting materials to be...
I bet that if you looked at all of the people that were complaining about the amount of loot in the game...
Yes, thank you.
90% of them don't check the vendors on level up.
Wait, do you need...
Actually, I bet 95%, if not 99% don't. It's such a very simple... Like, maybe it would be good if you get a level
you
up
want to be
and
in
it gave
charge
you, like,
of
an indicator,
marking
like
the
a
medias.
chat message where it said vendors have been reset with new items appropriate for your level. Like, maybe that would be good to do that. That way players knew. But
like,
yeah, I feel like as soon as I, like, when I did that for, like, my characters, it would just...
You think you're smart enough for that?
I don't know. Like with square and triangle. No, I think we had last night we had to mark them ourselves.
What you're supposed to do is pick up an item, maybe magic, maybe a base white item, and then craft on it using crafting orbs.
Square and triangle, you said?
Some people are saying, hey, we're not getting enough currency drops. maybe these need to be upped.
Yeah,
That might be
square
the
and
case.
triangle.
I haven't had a problem because I'm
First
picking
one
up
that
rare
comes
items
down
and magic
needs
items, and I'm disenchanting them in the town, and
square.
I am getting lots
That's
of
gonna be
shards
Joven's
from
target.
these to create orbs.
I haven't had a big problem either.
And triangle
honestly.
is gonna be
I played 2
Weed's
characters
target.
now in like past Act 1. I haven't had an issue really at all. I think that they should add in more currency because I think it would be more fun. Like I'm not like let's take about balance and like
if
hard
you
and
need
all
any
this. I just
hints,
think it'd be more
Joven's
fun to
just
be able to do
ask
more
Flushy.
experimentation on my gear.
So,
yeah, that would be great. But it's not like
but
it's too hard
basically in
without it.
phase 4,
I don't know if
when
everybody's
the
doing that.
first
I
meteor
don't
is
know if it's
killed,
that
then
well
Joven, you
explained
got
in
the
the game
second,
itself.
as I already
It's hidden
told you.
behind one of the NPCs, and you're only going to see that if you read the NPC's dialogue or options, or if you just know about it by word of mouth. There's no tutorial in game to do this. So maybe this is something grinding gear games could encourage players to do, because maybe these people who don't understand, okay, the loot is meant to be
I was just about to ask if it works.
You're supposed to use these many different avenues and not just get stuff from monsters. They're wondering, where the heck are the items?
I think that's what they need to do.
So who's kicking second media beside?
A lot of players
Joven?
don't even think to check the vendors because a lot of the people that are playing Path of Exile 2,
yeah, lucky Weedo.
And in PoE 1,
just from experience.
Stop damage, guys! Stop damage, guys! Guys, too much damage, guys! Stop damage, please, guys! Stop damage!
Until the second medium is dead,
to stop damage!
Then your
I
job
don't
is only
want
kicking
to stop
all
damage!
the time. Don't deal too
Fuck
much with
you!
DPS on the boss.
I don't play the game to stop
Well,
damage!
if we get
do
4, then
damage!
it's a wipe.
Because so here's
Every
the thing.
fucking boss, man! Stop
the mark
damage!
that we have to hit today.
Fuck you!
Getting to face
Horrible game design! I don't
of
want
a
to stop
design
damage!
flaw
Fuck you!
Than the actual players.
Anyone wants a daddy trait
Because if you
simmer?
have players that keep running into the same issue
Fuck
over and
you.
over.
Hey,
Fuck
you
you.
sugar daddy.
Fuck you!
Communicate how to avoid the issue.
Jebem ti materu
You see
pičku
what I'm saying?
glupa igrica. Užasno govno od igrice. Najgora govno od jebene igrice ikada.
That could
Pre
fix
bilo
it,
jebeni
Grinding
Hearthstone.
Gears.
Majke mi
Additionally, I
moje
don't think
dragice,
the
brate.
game needs a better
I
loot filter,
fucking
but I
hate
think
this
it needs a
game.
better
I
loot
from the bottom of my
calculator.
heart. This is
I
the
am
worst
unaware
fucking
why
game
Grinding
I
Gears
ever
does
played in
not
my
put
entire
in
existence.
certain
Every single boss.
spaces or certain items getting highlighted. Only uniques get that little bar of light upon
Daddy.
them. I think that special currency items
He's right about this.
Oh, to daddy.
salted orbs and like jewelers orbs now should have some sort of highlight or sound effect to them dropping. As
Get your
well.
positions, get ready. Let's go.
A third-party tool in order to like see loot.
Not every single item needs to have a sound effect like a never sing filter, but some of them should as a
Assume the position.
The next up is yet another meme talking about the new ascension process, in particular
same
the
position.
Vial of Chaos. People do not like them compared to the Labyrinth. They are
Because they're harder.
Everyone else need assist removed.
That's why. They're harder. In my opinion, I think that the new version is a better design, but it's harder. Like, basically, my opinion of the Labyrinth change is the same as my opinion of Arch Nemesis. The mechanics of Arch Nemesis, like rare NPCs, I think are a tremendous upgrade over what the previous mechanics were before that. That doesn't mean that Arch Nemesis mobs should have stayed in the game the way they were, but the idea of having rare mobs that have affixes that actually mean something and are interesting, this is a better form of design. But it's also a more difficult form of design. And the problem is that people are going to complain whenever you make the game easier. But in this circumstance, I think that complaining is unreasonable.
more in depth than the Labyrinth. They are more fun than the Labyrinth. And yes, they are more engaging and challenging than the Labyrinth.
Yeah, the Labyrinth is just boring. It's a boring, annoying time sink that isn't fun to do, and there's no actual thinking involved. I think it sucks. Now, it was great when it came out, but I just, I think the new one's better.
Before we clear the next trap, we're gonna wait for the tune-ups.
They're garbage in endgame. Numbers are tremendously overtuned. Yeah, so that's not... That's the same thing with Arch Nemesis. That's actually a really great point, because that's the exact same situation we had with Arch Nemesis. Arch Nemesis was overtuned, but on a foundational level, it was good design.
This layout and
There's a
traps and
second.
fighting
Can we
Zara
get
league after
Jens
league,
by up a lot
time
and
after time.
we do
Well, now
many
they
do.
invested a lot into these 2 new ascension types with a 3rd on the
Yeah, I
way
can take it
during
3,
early
2,
access,
1.
and they've become entire endgame systems, and they are
Smash.
very well developed. And people don't like that you have to spend a lot of time in, and there is a chance of failure.
Yeah,
The
push,
labyrinth,
push,
for
so we don't get
all
the
of the
5th
annoyances
trap.
about it, was pretty darn easy. The trial of the Sekimas, when you first encounter it,
When Lab came out, it was pretty hard. I remember doing it like the league after it came out. I was like, "Fuck, this is kind of challenging."
We looked pretty good.
Exile 2 is difficult. It engages you when you play, and people once again don't necessarily like that.
Small team, you will
Goes
go
back
right.
to the first post about
My
gear,
little
and
mage
you need
Jens,
to
you can go
engage with
left
the gear
side.
that actually drops,
Electronic
and
with
not
the
just
close one
oh,
on
okay,
big
bunch
side.
of gear drops.
And big team,
I'm
you
gonna
go
pick
left,
this,
of course, with
one of them's
Jens
about
by.
to be good.
Yeah.
No, you have to pay attention to the individual gear drops.
Get
Every
them down to
item
50%
matters,
and
as
then
long as
swap.
it's an item that you really can use on your class. Remember, there's no smart loot, so you're looking for items that work well for your class mostly, unless you're trading. But I don't think a lot
One
of
in
people are trading right now.
lava, kinda high.
I haven't traded yet. Let me know in the
Neither
comments.
have
Have
I.
you even used trade at all? I've just been playing the game and having a blast.
We're gonna
Anyway,
start at
back to
blue. We
this.
can go there
People miss
now.
Azaro
Phase 2.
because now these 2 trials are very deep, very engaging.
It's
And
gonna
I
be a
think very well
smash, and then
also
we'll
people
get
miss having
seeds
mastery
in like
over
a
a
few
system, and now
seconds to
they
get
have to
ready
relearn a
to
new
bop
system that's more
in. You
challenging,
can bop
and they're
right
upset
now.
about that.
1.
And run,
So
run,
like, and
run.
that's really
If
the
you're far
difficult,
behind, go
like
left
that's
or
the
right.
difficult
Don't follow the
function of
back.
like a game designer.
We
Is
will
like,
stay
how can you
on
separate
slightly
good
in front of
feedback
purple.
from people that
A
are
little
like
bit to the left.
they're basically complaining because it's harder and they're unfamiliar with it. Well, that shouldn't be a complaint that people give a fuck about, right?
Don't
Like,
die
oh,
to
it's
this.
harder and
Damage
it's
is
like
kinda good.
I don't know what
The
I'm doing.
D1
Yeah, well, people said that about
here's gonna be a
Lab.
dance.
Just play the game. Yeah, exactly.
Don't stand
Sanctum
too
isn't deep,
close.
it's
Stand
100%
between the lines
anti-melee,
like
that should not
usual. 2
happen.
steps
I think the
behind.
entire game is anti-melee, but that's a
Gonna
totally
do
separate problem.
a little
I
smash.
think
Can
you're
we
right
get
about that. That's a
Fantastic and
very fair
Parashare
criticism.
X Genius up a bit as well? It's gonna be
Because
one more wave. One more wave.
they just
of,
want to get
defense.
the ascendancies. They
Or
just
not.
want to get more powerful
That
without
was
putting
weird.
input in. That's what I'm gauging from
Stack
all
up
the comments.
properly, and we
from
will have the
these memes that
second
are
bop in a
arising.
few seconds
People
as
just
well.
want the rewards, and they want them fast, and they want them easily.
Yeah.
This
We
commentary right here is
can
bringing
bop
up
right
probably
now.
the only valid point, I think, with the trial of the
And
Sekimas.
run.
The thing is, basically all builds work for labs.
We
It's
will
a soft
stand
That
stack.
used to
slightly
not
behind
be
this
the case,
bop
and there were a lot of
like
builds that
between
were a lot
this.
worse for Labyrinth. People used to have characters that were lab runners, and they were juggernauts that would have like 9 endurance orbs, and they were designed to run lab over and over and sell carries.
It's gonna be a dance
So,
now. Don't
like,
dance
all
into
that
the
happening,
smash.
like that's something that happened over time. It
Stand
wasn't something
between
that
2
happened immediately.
lines. 2 steps back.
3.
And
2
skill
steps
check,
in
that is a
front.
nice break from the campaign.
2.
I didn't
Yeah.
enjoy it for the 10,000th time, but it did what it set out to do.
2 steps
Build
back.
consistency for Sanctum is all over the place. I think it would be better if they just removed Honor.
Stack
But
on
regardless,
red.
it is certainly a weird decision to
Yes.
bring Sanctum back into PvE2 with such minimal changes
This
on
is
what
the
made it
third one we can
popular.
sometimes get
You
bad.
get more honor from your defenses. If
Good
you
soak, I
dodge,
didn't call
if you
it.
play strategically during this, you are going to make it to the end.
We're gonna
If you aren't paying attention, you
run.
definitely are not going to make it to the end, and you are going to lose all of your honor. However, for
I think the
certain
criticism of not
We're
liking
gonna
the
have to
honor
run very
systems
far.
in the ascendancies is
very
totally
close to
fair.
the corner.
I'm
Very
very
close to
split
the
on it, and I haven't done it enough to
action.
have an opinion. And I also play a minion build, which probably is one of the easiest things to
We're
deal
gonna
with.
have to kite a bit there.
Honor system is super anti-melee. Yeah, I remember whenever I was playing it, I was like, I bet this would probably be really bad if I was a warrior, right?
But why did they
Especially
come so
whenever you
late?
have mechanics like thorns,
Yeah,
for example.
and that
Well, like, if you have a
smash and
thorns
dance
build, are you just
combo
gonna
was
fuck?
weird as fuck.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, I've never seen that
I
before.
think it could be balanced
It
in
was
a
just
different
2.
way. And taking
it 3?
hits shouldn't necessarily be seen as
It
a
was
bad
like
thing.
dance,
because classes
dance,
are designed with
smash,
totally different goals.
dance, nothing.
Builds,
And
it
was
is
they also
definitely
missing one of
harder.
the lava
If
waves
you're
or the
melee,
dancing
it is
waves on the
much harder
second
than
set?
if you are ranged.
Yeah, we
Or
skipped
did I
one.
just miss it out? Or
Hopefully,
did
this is
I
the way
just
it
miss
scales
it
for
out?
evasion rating and armor.
Got
giving
replaced
more
by
to your
smash
honor.
somehow.
Hopefully that
Yeah,
can work itself
maybe it
out.
got
I'm wondering if they should
changed when they
give
fixed all
more
the.
honor to people who are wielding armor, because that's typically
They
melee.
fixed
In my
increased
opinion, I think
options
the
on
honor system
flame
is flawed, and they
heart
should
of
totally think
flame
of a new system entirely.
Or at least they didn't change anything on
this is way I see it is that if you have to consistently create all of these like weird oh, well, they should do this.
I mean, they did Heart of Flame.
Maybe
I know, and
just
just in case there were some changes happening.
Maybe you should just not have the system.
Say some
like, that's my opinion.
Something or so.
I'm not too sure how they could solve that.
Okay, quick, bob up. Get in your
more difficult
positions.
To get through the trial of the Sekimas.
Yeah.
Maybe ultimatum, you
What
know.
fastballs?
Ranged is worse, melee's better.
Getting
Not sure
used
about
to it.
that. Haven't even made it into the trial of chaos. I'm about to hop in, but there are lots of people that are complaining about the trials of Ascension. Out again, challenging they are. And they're not like the lab, which was a menial
kind of weird.
task.
It was not a menial task when it came out. It was challenging when it came out. That's another component. It's like every league when the current mechanics are usually a lot harder than the older mechanics for two reasons. Number one, the older mechanics get nerfed, and number two, the player base gets a lot better at dealing with them.
5.
Okay, and this one I've barely read. I just have to include it in here. I'm not in endgame yet. I've seen no endgame footage. This is the
It's like a good example is that, like in Cataclysm, for example, like Cataclysm came out in 2011. People are going back now and they're doing Cataclysm with the same gear that they had in 2011 in Classic Cataclysm, and they're just clearing it in hours. It's like nothing. It's because people know everything about it and they know how to reverse engineer the like difficult parts of it, and that knowledge makes them much better. And then like you have that on top of the power creep, you have that on top of the familiarity. Yeah.
Only Reddit thread I've opened about endgame, and I just read the bullet points. This person says the endgame is awful because of the crafting, because there's none in the game. Losing maps on death is bad because the mobs are too hard. Loot way too little. Balancing is out of whack. And
I think losing items on death is stupid too. And having all of the mobs respawn on death also is stupid. I don't really see like the gameplay advantage that it adds.
Smash.
Like how does it make the like how does this make the game better? I don't see it making the game better at all.
Gearing is brutally hard.
It's the first one.
What are we seeing a lot of here? They are not getting
There's the
satisfaction.
second one, got the EX up a bit.
Once
We
again,
do a little bit.
harkens back to the fact
You can take
Path
it
of Exile
whenever.
1 players are expecting a solved game. They are expecting Path of Exile 1, which we have been playing for over a decade now in Path of Exile 2.
Smash.
They're expecting to be able to blast through maps, blast through the campaign, beat all the bosses, gear their characters, be able to understand all the different facets and systems of the game right now, including crafting and loot. And the
people are coming at this with the experience of like one game for 10 years, and then they're playing this game for 2 days.
Balance.
Unless you get waved by the Smash, of course.
Sure, there's
He's
lots
right.
of fine-tuning that has to be
You're
done by
pushing
grinding your
very
games.
quick,
but
small
I am
team,
pretty
you will go
darn
left.
Sure, a lot of
You
this
will
game
grip
is
the
in a
one
very
that's
good
close to the trap,
place.
and big team you go
Early
right.
access
Big team
is
right,
for
small team
exactly
left.
this, the
Big team right.
fine-tuning. But the general brushes and swaths are great. Lots of people are making massive exaggerations, saying there's just zero loot, there's zero items, nothing, you're not getting anything. I haven't experienced that. I'm in Act 3 and I'm getting upgrades constantly. I'm using crafting.
I am too. Like, I think there's way less loot than PoE 1. Yeah, sure. But like, I'm getting loot very regularly.
We started blue. We change things
and it
up,
feels
right?
good. The progression feels great.
Phase 2.
My wife loves that there's not loot all over your screen like in Path of Exile 1.
Smash.
She's progressing through the game. My brother-in-law, the same. My
Can
dad,
get
the
ready
same.
to
My brother, the same.
right
They all
now.
vastly enjoyed this
And
experience
we run,
compared to
run,
Path of
run.
Exile
If
1.
you're
And a
falling
big
behind,
part of
don't
it
follow the
is the
pack.
fact that there's not
We will
loot
stand on
blasting all over
yellow.
your screen, and the items you pick up and
I think
interact
it's
with.
overwhelming for players to
Get
have
ready
loot
to
constantly like
AoE.
that. Where like you're just getting spammed with loot over and over. Like you can't. It's like a sensory overload to a certain point.
Good.
Like to
Just
me
gonna
it
get
is. Like I would much
no
rather
dance
have a
between,
game
stand
focused
between
on
two
combat,
lines.
and I get loot sometimes, and it's really good.
Stand too close, 2 steps back.
And I think also this is one of the good things about PoE 2 is that a lot of people can enjoy PoE 1 and not like PoE 2 in the same way that people can enjoy PoE 2 more than they enjoy PoE 1. I think both opinions are valid, and you have both games to play. Where's the problem?
Actually matter. They didn't in Path of Exile 1.
Like the goal
for
shouldn't be make the
most
games
part.
like each other.
Remember, Grinding Your Game said they didn't want a loot filter to be
You can
necessary.
get ready
Exactly.
with the
I
second
hope they
boss
stand firm
in
on this decision.
100%.
I do hope that we do
bop,
see in the end
and
game
we
higher
run,
tier items dropping I don't see a
too
lot
far
talked
behind them.
about that in this thread here. Once again, I
I will
haven't
stand
participated in
slightly
any
Yeah, because
in
people are in
front
like
of red.
Act 1 and Act 2 and they're complaining.
3,
but it
2,
seems like a lot of people
1.
might be blowing this out of proportion literally 3 days
Targeted.
in.
It's
to
gonna
the
be a
game.
Also, to be
smash
fair,
before
like,
this
to one point
dance.
of credit to their point of view,
Flame soon.
Be
is that
wary of that.
if you
Don't dance
are
into the
playing a
smash.
game and you
Dot
don't
is
enjoy
last
it in the
element a
first
lot.
couple of hours,
Flames.
that is the
2 steps
highest
forward.
probability time period that you're
3,
going to quit playing the
2
game.
steps back.
So, like,
2,
if you're playing at
2
the
steps
beginning and you're
forward.
not having fun,
1.
that's
And
when you have
stand on
quitters.
red.
So the game has to be
Hopefully we
fun at the
won't get
beginning.
the super delayed seeds again.
Absolutely bad take. Really? I mean, I think it's common sense. Because you're less invested. Yeah, no, of course. Absolutely. So, like these are the things, like, I think they should give you more currency, and they should inform players better about the usefulness of vendors.
We are running right
Both
now.
of these things are
lining
not
up.
done well in the game.
We
And
will
I think
stand
that
between
giving,
these,
like
on this
if they could add one side objective or add one gear
demonic
reward
circle.
to a lot of the Act 1
to the right.
quests, I think that could really help players feel more powerful and feel like they were making progress more.
Kill off this, and
Small
small
team
team
right,
will
catered
go
everyone.
right, big team left, small team right.
That's
big
not
team
the
left.
conversation.
Since there's
We're having a conversation about like what is good
don't
design,
focus
what's
Giants,
not,
focus
how the
Flame,
game could be better.
Sons of Flame, can we
Like
get
it
one
shouldn't
mark
cater
up?
to everyone. Of course, it shouldn't cater to everyone. It doesn't. Like it's not what's happening.
Triangle could be an option.
It's not even
I'm
what
gonna
we're
rest
discussing.
you, Bellamy.
Okay, here's one that actually a lot of people, including content creators, agree with Reddit on.
And
Being blocked by monsters is hideous,
there's
not
one
fun,
mark
and
on
not a good
Melee side.
mechanic. I
That's
disagree
dying. Don't touch
readily.
shit. Don't touch.
The
Don't touch.
entirety
Don't touch.
of Path of Exile 2. It
Don't
revolves
pets
around
on
the
the
fact you
last
cannot
ones
just
and
easily
pass on the
phase
last
through
one. Don't.
monsters. With investment, there do
On
appear to be
50,
some
we will
avenues
start
to
killing
phase,
it
but by
in
default, you
3,
can't dodge roll through
2,
monsters.
1.
You
Kill
need
it. Kill
to
it.
kill the monsters. This is
Phase
vital
And
to
we
the
can
way the game is
lusta.
designed. And if they add something like phasing to the game, if they
And
add
range
anything
can
of that
go a
sort,
little
I
bit to
think
the
it will
right
change
and melee stay on the
the
left.
experience that people are currently having.
I think that it will,
Yes,
and I think that's a good
pump
thing. I
before
disagree
the
with
first.
this. I
Me
think
too.
that getting body blocked into a corner and then being consistently like spam stunned and then you lose your character and you die,
Flame
I
soon.
think that really
It's
feels
gonna be a
bad to
little
play.
down, so stand between
And I
two
don't think
lines.
that experience makes the game better.
Flames.
I think
2
it just
steps back.
feels really shitty.
3,
2 steps forward.
And don't get in the corner. Well, you can't do that because the mobs push
And
you
2
as well.
steps back.
It
You're
just
gonna
doesn't
get
feel
a
good.
little
It's a
meteor.
skill issue.
Look for meteor.
It is on the
Being
3
bad at
ends
the game shouldn't be
in
unfun in
front of
that
you,
way.
Mita.
So every form of difficulty
Golemagg,
isn't created
right?
equal.
Flame
So
soon.
there are a lot of
It's gonna
skill
be a
issues in
flame
games
dance
that
soon.
aren't fun to overcome. So
Flames.
by saying something is a
steps
skill
forward.
issue, that
3,
doesn't
2
mean that
steps
it's
back.
good or bad.
I suppose.
So if you're having a conversation about the
1.
quality of the
2
game
steps
and the
forward.
quality of the experience, this exists outside of being good or
Oh,
bad
no,
at the game.
No,
Because
fine.
if you create an experience
No,
for
leave
a
it on me
player
for a while. I'm gonna
that's
cut it out.
extremely unfun when they're bad at the
Need to
game,
pump,
they will
pump.
never be
We're
motivated
very
to
far
ever
back.
become good at the game either.
Oh no, we're not.
Because they'll say, "Oh,
Look
this
for
sucks.
meteor.
I
It's gonna
hate
be
this. This isn't fun."
meteor. It's on the fire
There
element
are a
also, I
lot
think.
of ways that you can punish a player,
2
and
steps
you can
back.
create challenges and consequences for
2
bad
steps
Triangle after
forward.
this.
that don't
1.
remove agency away from a player. I don't think phasing necessarily should be
Be careful with
the
the
solution,
knockdown.
but there should be
Smash.
some way that you can
Don't
get
get
out of
hit
getting
by
body
this
blocked into
wave.
a small area and then losing control of your
Pump,
character
pump,
and dying.
pump. We have
I think
5
that's a very
seconds left,
unfun,
Generation.
and
Flame soon.
I think that's a quit moment experience. And I don't think that it's good for the
Flames.
developers, and it's not good
Flames,
for the
push,
community
push, 2
to have
steps
a bunch
back.
of
3,
unnecessary
steps
quit
forward.
moment experiences.
2,
2 steps back.
Yeah, dying at all is
1.
unfun. Yeah, but like when you die to something that's really annoying, it becomes
Look
much
for
more
meteor.
unfun.
And we can.
Yeah,
let
it's
us
a
out.
wipe.
So yeah, let them roll out. I think you should be able to
Yeah,
roll
but
out
we're
of it.
close to it.
Yeah.
Body
Less
blocking
dead than we
forces
have
you to
more
fight
DPS.
mobs, but it doesn't.
Let's run
Because
into
what
meteor.
happens with
Flame
body
soon.
blocking is that,
Phase
and this is
4.
especially true with low-level characters, is that you'll get body blocked into a
Also,
corner,
we kinda
and then
want
the mobs will
to.
attack
We
you
can't
over and over,
ranged. We
and it will
can't.
cause you to
If
get
we get
chain
the
flinched,
transition like
and you
that
can't
again, we
move or do
still have
anything
to
with your
kind of
character,
move
and you
away
die.
from.
That's
Can
what happens.
stand behind the melee
And
camp.
if that happens to a new player, they're going to think, this really sucks. I don't want to play this game. Because it's not a fun form of difficulty that's challenging. And so when I think about how to make challenging difficulty,
Patch 1.
I think about how to make like bosses and elite mobs, how to give them abilities that the player can interact with and avoid. And I don't think that you should try to make difficulty anytime that a player loses control of their character.
What marks do they get
I
on
generally
Spear?
assume that they're not having fun.
First one got diamond.
So,
Second one
in the cases where a
didn't see
player
'cause it
can't
was too
move
far
and
away.
loses control
I
of their
think
character,
it's circle.
there better be a damn good reason
Okay,
for
then
it.
Jevin,
and I
you
don't
got
think this is good
diamond.
enough.
Widow, you got
Or
nipple.
the Sunlock in general. Yeah. I don't think it's fun. And so 180 degree swing tracker? Well, yeah, for sure. Sounds like you want this to be D4 now. Because I don't think you should get body blocked, I want it to be D4. You can get body blocked in D4. Have you played D4? The same thing can happen in D4.
Food on a lot of people.
It's a mechanic to stop skipping mobs and phasing through maps. That's irrelevant. All of that, like what you're talking about, like the design philosophy of it, that's important. But if it's coming out of the player's experience and it's really unfun to deal with, then I think that's what takes precedent.
Are you
And
really
I think they should get rid of the, they should at least allow you to roll out of being walled into
basically.
a corner and stun locked and killed. Because I think that that will cause people to quit the game, and they will never actually be motivated to get any farther in the game, because it's an
Winter is
unfun
coming.
experience that takes agency away from the player. I think it sucks.
5.
And I think that
4,
they can make the game
3,
harder in 10 other
2,
ways that are way
1.
more fun.
If they add phasing, you can just dodge, roll past stuff, zerg past, run fast. Easy. Avoid all the monsters. People are saying they keep getting surrounded by all the monsters and dying and they can't escape. That doesn't happen unless you make a
This
tactical
little
error.
trap will soak
This is
instantly.
not Path of Exile 1. They do not expect you to just form a train of monsters in a map and then blast them all down instantly. You can do that, but that is not the base experience. To do that, you have to design a character that is capable of doing that. With Falling Thunder on my monk, I can do that sometimes if I get a perfect scenario going. However, I can't do that all the time. And these players who are zerging past stuff, getting massive groups, and then getting surrounded, it's their fault. The game is designed to punish you if you do that. So I
think that all forms of punishment are not created equal. And if you have a form of punishment that is unfun, then you should change it to be something that's more fulfilling.
Smash.
I don't like how a lot of people that play games view
so
difficulty, and they see it from the perspective of anything that makes the game harder is good. No, it's not.
Here's the first one.
don't see grinding
This
your
is
game.
the second one. Get Widow, Leon that up. Masua
man,
needs. You can
lots
take
of
it now.
people like Havoc. Lots of people are complaining about this. There is a possibility they do change this, and I think it was
Because it feels like shit.
And just
Like,
pump,
that's the way
pump,
I see it.
pump. After this knocks, you can stand still.
Yeah, it just feels like shit to play. What's fulfilling or fun punishment? So
Unless
here's a
you're
good
getting loud,
example.
of course.
Like when the Executioner calls down the big anvil, when you make a mistake and it hits you and it one-shots you, I think that's fulfilling punishment.
Good.
When you
Good.
get smashed
Small
by the
team,
monkey
you will
because you didn't
go
avoid the
left.
slam,
Big
I think
team, you
that's
go
fulfilling
right. There's one
punishment.
very close to the hammer by the trap here. You see it?
Yeah,
This
gonna
is
grab
really
it.
good.
When you get hit by the blue things at the beginning of Act 1, or sorry, the end of Act 1, the end boss, and then they freeze you in place
Get
and
them
kill
to
you after you get hit by
50,
more
and
than
then we
one,
swap.
that's a fulfilling amount of punishment. I think there's a lot of examples of that. Give us one example. How do you fix this?
And we can stay,
allow
go to
the
blue.
player character to roll
Phase
through
2.
mobs in order to like get out of tight spaces. Because I think getting and also like there's another component to
You can
this
get
too,
ready to bot
which is
the
the fact
first
that mobs
person
push
in
the
a few
character.
seconds. You can
Like
do
you
it
guys have
now.
probably noticed this a lot from
Run. If
from
you're
like
far
QE1,
behind, don't follow.
is
Go
that
left
the
or
mobs
right.
push you around.
We will stay on yellow,
And I
slightly
think also
behind.
if you roll push, so like for example,
You get ready to AoE right in meow.
like so let's say you have
targeted
all the mobs,
clear,
and this is the wall.
Dot this last elemental
And
up. And get ready for dance.
Here you
Don't
are,
stand
right?
too close, stand
And you
between two
can't move.
lines.
You could have a system
Two
where
steps
roll just
forward.
takes you over there.
2 steps
Or
back.
you could have a system where roll pushes the mobs that are
And the
in front
last
of you
one is 2 steps
forward.
in front. Go yellow
So
and
then
get
you would be right here, and then you could
speed
go
up
right
a
there.
bit. Dead wind
I
jungle.
actually
Yeah,
think
you
this
can
is a
soak it
better
now.
solution than having phasing. Because I just feel like
Get
this
full
experience
rebuffs as well.
feels really bad to play.
You can get ready to bop the
It's not
second
about
warlock
it's not about
in
difficulty.
right
It's not
now.
about whether it's hard or not
Now
or
we
a skill issue.
run. If
I
you
just
fall
don't think
behind,
it's
go
fun
left
to
or
play.
right. We will stand between
It's really just that
red
simple.
and blue. Get ready to AoE in
Completely
3,
change the feel
2,
of combat in the game,
1.
or the worse. Next up, respec
It's gonna be a
costs are way
smash
too high.
as
Why am I
the
being punished
ads
for
are
trying
dying,
out
so don't get
things?
hit.
This is particularly
And don't
talking about
dance into
passive
this.
skill tree
Yeah.
point respecs. They're
You're
saying the
gonna
costs are too
go,
high.
Right.
Even in early games, some
2
are
steps
commented.
back.
Once again, I haven't
2
experienced this. I've
steps,
respected my
stay, I
characters
guess.
quite a few times now,
2 steps forward.
and I haven't thought they're too high. Really,
And
if
we
you
can
want
go
to
to
invest
red.
in completely respecting your character, it's going to cost you something. There has to be a weight to this.
I
They
think
don't
our
want you to
damage
just
will be a
completely
little
able to
bit
change your
lower,
character
so
at will.
I think that when you're coming out with a new game, you have to challenge questions like, why is that a good thing? Why is it a good thing that you can't respect your character quite often?
Transition with the ads.
And I think that they've done
Stay,
that in a number of other cases. Like, for example, with Portal Scrolls.
we're gonna run
Why do we have Portal
in 3,
Scrolls?
2, 1. You
Well,
can stop
we have Portal
DPS,
Scrolls
stop
because
DPS,
Diablo
stop
4 had,
DPS.
or
Don't touch
Diablo
boss,
2 had
don't
Portal
touch boss.
Scrolls.
We're gonna kill seeds before.
But when you really
We
take a
stay
step
behind
back
this
and you think
demonic
about
circle. Don't touch
what
boss,
does this add
guys.
to the
Don't
game,
touch boss.
does this make the player experience better?
Kill
I don't know
ads,
if
and
the
then we
answer to that
push.
is yes.
Flame
What I think they should do with the respecs is they should make
Clear.
it to where when you complete a quest,
I
you
think
get
we
the
can
respec
maybe,
books, and that allows you to
So yeah, with
respec
too many
whenever you
losses,
want.
we won't make
Because
phase
I think
3
also it's
time.
annoying to have to go back to town to
Yeah.
respec while you're leveling.
1.
Because how many of you guys, for example, have
Intermission.
like you've
We
put a
have a
point
lot
into like
better
5
DPS
strength
right
or
now, so
5
we should
int or
just
5
probably stop
dexterity,
DPS
just
to
so you could get
43%.
something like active at that moment in time, but then you get 1 point away from a big notable, and then you would like to respec back over to it, right? Yeah, exactly. We've all done this. So giving people the respec books that you can learn, like kind of build up respecs that are free, I think that would be a really good middle ground that would still allow people to like have some form of like build definition when they're in the end game, but as new players are experiencing the game, they don't really have to worry about it. I have to say, though, that I don't think that it provides any functional improvement to the gameplay experience, allowing players to not respec infinitely with no restrictions while they're in the campaign. Like, for new players, why not let them respec whenever they want? I cannot think of an answer to that that makes sense. Yeah, zero reason why not. Yeah, exactly, right? It should be free in the campaign. Yeah.
You're going to be making
There's
a lot
a reason? What's the reason? What is it? Why? To punish you? That sucks. Why would you want to be punished? To put some weight on it? Why would that be good? Like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, how does this make the gameplay experience better? Especially for a new player. No weight equals no fun? Yeah, I mean, Black Myth Wukong, you could respec whenever you wanted. There's plenty of games that allow you to respec whenever you want. And I think especially for new players...
5, 4,
respecking for new players will give them more grace if they mess up a build. Yeah, exactly. I think it's really important, like PoE, the biggest weakness that PoE has is the fact that it has an extremely hardcore audience of players that would rather the game exists in a hardcore state than it improves in order to attract new players.
This little trap will be
And
so
I think
instantly.
that's gone kind of well, right? I mean, PoE has grown over the years for sure, but not all forms of difficulty are created equal, and not every system in the game is good. And I think that with PoE 2, especially since PoE 1 is going to continue to like exist, I think that they really need to ask themselves these honest questions about like, why is it a good thing to like not let players respec as much as they want in campaign? Like, so for example, like the hooded one can identify all of your items. I don't know if this is a function that exists just for beta or early access, but that effectively removes the need for scrolls of wisdom.
Gonna wait for 2 knocks before we solve.
Did that make the game better? I think it did.
It's the first one. There's a second.
Yeah,
Can get your
and so like it's the same, and I feel like
well,
with portal scrolls, it's
take it
definitely
now.
true. Unless you want to do it mid-dungeon.
So.
Exactly. And so a lot of these like functional systems that are, it's this way because it's always been this way.
Push.
World of
If
Warcraft
way,
has
we
held
don't
itself
move.
back a lot because of that exact reason.
Unless
and
you
I don't
knock
want to see
into lava,
PoE
of
2
course.
make the same mistakes.
Gold at some point. If you're picking up items, if you're selling them, again, I think this feeds into the fact that people aren't doing that. I don't think people are playing the game as it was designed to be played. I think people are playing the game like Path of Exile 1. They're not picking up loot. They're running past everything, and they're running
you
into
will
the fact
go
that, oh my
left,
gosh, I need to
and big
respec
team
now,
you go right.
and I don't have enough
Small team
gold.
left, big team.
I think that's definitely true.
There's
What
one
he's saying is
close
absolutely true.
that you see on
People
left
play
side
the
of
game
map,
as if it's PoE 1, and they want to play it as PoE 1.
Correct.
Stop trying to make the game into something that it's not, and then getting mad when you're disappointed. Try to at least meet the developers halfway.
And we will
Have
start
around
at the
40,000
little...
gold right now, and I'm
Hold
level
on,
40.
on purpose,
And
I
this
guess.
person is saying he's level
Ja,
51.
så
It's
trycker
2k gold per respec point.
Phase 2.
You start getting
bam.
exponentially more gold the higher level that you get.
Don't worry,
And this
Dan,
cost
I will
should
blame
scale with that.
Lundrain actually.
They don't want it to be free.
Oh,
And I
that
agree with
sounds
that
like
as
a
well,
great
because
idea.
A lot of people are pissed that they can't just snap their
Damn
fingers
it,
and change
Lundgren.
their build. Right now,
Why shouldn't they be able to? I feel like, yeah, why not? I feel like in campaign, I cannot think of a reason that's good. Why should they? Well, in case it's a new player and they want to try something out and see if it's useful. So like you're new to the game, you don't really know a lot about the game, you don't want to look anything up, and then you try, oh, I'm going to make my own build, I'm going to go do this. Oh, it didn't work out. Okay, well, what if I try this? Okay, well, that didn't work. Let me try something else. So, yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I feel like it's common sense, right? Yeah, that's how I see it.
you can do that with gems. That's cool. But stuff like the passive skill tree, that is more permanent. They've given us a lot of freedom with support gems and skill gems. I think that is a good amount of freedom. Passive skill tree,
that's true.
Being able to just completely revamp that, not the way to go. Then there's this Reddit post that is comparing Path of Exile to Lake of Kalandra, one of the most infamous leagues in all of Path of Exile history, mostly for how the Path of Exile subreddit reacted to it and basically chased grinding your game out of speaking with the community. This person's ranting. This person is saying 50% of the player base left Kalandra very quickly. The same is probably going to happen to Path of Exile 2. In Path of Exile 2, there's just new visuals. There's not a lot of new mechanics actually there. The leagues are rehashed, and the balance is bad. People are seriously choking themselves. Everyone. I have comments talking about how Path of Exile 2 is just like Overwatch 2. I don't
This little trap is a thing something.
Stupid. Like it's just like, and this is the problem, is like some of the legitimate concerns that people have, like they just get overruled by like, oh, it's like Overwatch. No, it's not. It's nothing like that. Who the fuck is saying this?
Understand
It's
how this is
crazy.
happening. It has to be a defensive mechanism.
Yeah.
This is such a different game. I don't think these people were informed that Path of Exile 2 was going to be separate from Path of Exile 1. I'm wondering if there's some remnants left over from 2019 where people thought that, oh, Path of Exile 2 is just a sequel to Path of Exile 1, making the systems we know and love, the gameplay we know and love from Path of Exile 1 better. New animations, new visuals, new gameplay, new acts, and that's it. Because that's how a lot of the people on Reddit are reacting. And these voices are just being magnified higher and higher and higher.
Well, the problem is that a funny meme without a lot of thinking to it attracts a lot of people on Reddit because most people on Reddit aren't really spending a whole lot of time thinking, right? That's the other reason. I'm pointing you for reviews. Well, I mean, I try to be as fair as I can be with the game, right? I mean, obviously it depends, but I think GGG should have called PoE 2 a different name. No, why? I mean, I feel like it is PoE 2. It's obviously PoE 2. How is reverting back to 2012 CB problems, closed beta problems, making PoE better? Because I think that those problems that the game had, the reason why PoE was bad then, and also I think PoE is good too, now, I think that having less loot in the game doesn't make it like PoE in 2012. Like, basically, so there are a lot of, like, multiplicative problems that having high mob density creates. So one of the problems that it creates is it becomes much harder to allow mobs to do actual status effects like shock or frost because of the way that they multiply against each other, right? So like if now you're shocked and frozen, now you're super dead. So it means that if you're dealing with that many mobs coming at you, you have to make the mobs easier to deal with. And by making them easier to deal with, you also make it to where they don't have as many interesting mechanics and combat becomes less tactile. So that's number one. Number two is visual density. So a big problem with PoE 1 is that you can't see anything on the screen because there are so many things happening on the screen. A big solution to that is remove the amount of things from the screen and make the things that do exist, make them harder. So what I'm saying is that adding more mob density creates a lot of secondary and tertiary problems with how that mob density interacts with not only the player character, but also how the mobs interact with each other. So that's the reason why having high mob density creates a lot of problems that ends up watering down gameplay.
It's 2 steps forward.
2.
Really scary. Really scaring me, everyone. And then this thread right here summarizes most Path of Exile 1 players' complaints about
You
Path
can
of
get
Exile
bobbed
2
up a
very
bit, para
succinctly.
share up a bit,
It's not the
and you
difficulty.
can soak it now.
Stop repeating this. They reiterate that it's not enough loot dropping, grinding your games wasting the player's time, and the dodge roll not having phasing.
I think that the map sizes are too big without having teleports. I think that in the campaign especially, you should be able to teleport between checkpoints when you're inside of a map.
And online is very good.
That would allow the maps to be larger and maintain their scale without making the player backtrack massively. That's what I'd like to see.
Smash
I think
as
that's the
you're kiting
solution.
ends.
I'd like to
These
focus
two
on
up,
the second
dump
point
downs
as
into
we've
this
already talked about
smash,
points
stand
1
between 2
and
lines.
3. The second point, wasting the player's time. I legit spent more time in a single zone act 3 than I would have spent in an entire act in PoE 1, and a huge amount of that time was extremely boring and unnecessary. Obviously, this has nothing to do with
I think another reason why that happens too is because players are trying to finish all the secondary objectives on the different maps. Like, for example, killing all the unique bosses because they give unique rewards. And because they're trying to do all of those different things, it causes them to fully explore the map in a way that isn't really fun. So PoE should look at how can we make it to where players don't have to completely ink the entire map in order to find these objectives if they don't really like doing it. Because again, I think that
ahead of yellow.
Like we're gonna look back again for the fun and fulfillment. Is it fulfilling and fun to search every single corner of like a forest map because there's one little area that leads you to like a boss? I think that's annoying for a lot of people.
2 steps back.
I actually don't mind that.
Forward.
I think that a lot of people do. And I think it would be better if you had at least some indicator, but this is also, I don't think they should do the indicator yet. The reason why I don't think they should do it is that I bet these maps are probably designed in the same way that PoE 1 is probably designed, where it's like, for example,
remember, we are not focusing last, guys.
So like on the docks map, for example, the boss is usually, or I forgot which map, like in different maps, the boss is usually forward and then to the left, or the area where you have to go down and like get a skill point is at the bottom to the right, or something like that. So players will figure this out over time, and then after it gets figured out, the amount of backtracking that will happen will naturally decrease itself because players will have metagamed the maps.
Don't touch this last sound.
It's a pattern map? Yeah, exactly.
Can we drag Skyans away?
You have arguably way too much dead zones with nothing. Yeah, I think so too.
I
feel
fine.
like you should, but that would totally be solved if you just let people teleport.
Dot up the Skyans.
That won't help new players, only old players. Yeah, exactly. I think new players, it's probably not as bothersome as it is for old players.
Push.
Personally.
Players don't know Path of Exile 2. It's a brand new game.
Remember, we will soon
back
go
to the first
towards
time
the
you played
right
Path of
side
Exile 1.
ranged.
Did you do it as fast as you do Path of Exile 1 now, after playing the campaign over and over and over again?
No.
Or are you doing it at the same pace? For example, I am replaying through Path of Exile 2's campaign offline. Max volume, music high, just taking it all in on a warrior.
Yeah.
I did Act 1 in about a sixth of the time that I did it on my first playthrough.
And
it took about an hour
on the Fire Elemental by the Smash
on my warrior. And that was the second time I played it.
I had the same thing happen with my sorceress. Like I cleared through it in like an hour, if
as
not
soon
less.
as possible. We'll do a little dance, stand between two things.
It's going to get faster. You're going to understand the layout. You're going to know which bosses to kill.
2 steps forward.
You're going to know what the monsters do. You're going to know how to obtain items in the proper
the boss
way
mechanics.
Because everything has changed. The item system has changed. The skill system, the way enemies interact with you, they all changed. The game is far more engaging.
You don't take this. Don't
it's
take this. Don't take this. You can take
People
it now.
need to wipe that from their minds. This is a brand
You
new
need
game.
to
You're going to learn it. You're not going to be able to run through
sit
Path of
down
Exile
on
2
meter.
as
It's
fast
meter
as
on
you
the
are with
Fire
Path of
Elemental, the
Exile
same
1.
one
It's
we had
just
before.
not happening right now.
I think
Over
that's a good
time,
thing.
maybe. But still, the game is going to be engaging. I don't think the right word here is difficult. Path of Exile 2 is engaging. And that's
one of the reasons why I like the Arc Nemesis monsters in PoE 1, is that they engage the player to react to the monster. I think that before you had Arc Nemesis, players never really interacted with or paid attention to what different rare monsters did. And I think that the more that you actually have the player focusing on what's happening rather than just like not paying attention, it's a better thing.
2 steps forward, don't die now.
Difficult for
Start
some
dragging them to
people.
entrance
And then
if
many
possible.
others.
So
Oh,
don't
be
knock
careful where
you
you're not.
this in here because maybe it kind
Go
of
to the
gave
entrance
away the
with the
whole ball
meters.
game. The last one is me right now playing
This
PoE2,
line kickers have to
watching a
take
streamer
over now.
play PoE2, not touching the game and
Yes,
simply
knock them
enjoying
towards
memes
entrance,
about
this one.
PoE2.
Nope.
Don't
I think a
knock
lot of
it
people
away,
have
Don't
been
kick,
please.
don't
maybe
kick
they're not even
orange.
touching
Don't kick
PoE2.
orange.
Maybe
This
they
is
touched
kinda
it for a
shit
bit, and
position.
now
Try
they're
to
just
get
on
them
there
back if
raging
possible.
about the game,
Focus
and
both.
people enjoying the game. Well, they are a part of this Steam graph right here, and the PS5
be
player
a
base,
little
and the Xbox
blue
player base,
shit
and
on
the
the floor.
standalone client.
So knock
players,
these and
like
then we
myself.
chill with knocks.
So where do we
knock
go from
until
here?
we know where it lands.
I hope grinding your games does not listen to the
Frost
feedback
Patch
about
1.
changing the entire vision
Uh,
of Path of
it
Exile 2.
is
On
What
the
they need
bottom.
to do is they need to
Good.
listen to what the
Knock
feedback
these ones
is,
on
and they
cooldown.
need to figure out where
just
that
get ready to
feedback is
soak.
actually coming from, and avoid treating
It's gonna
symptoms
be
and focus on treating
clovers,
diseases.
right
Because a lot of
now.
times
Cloudburst.
players might
So
be able
hunters
to
will
identify
out,
what
spy
they
the
don't like,
meters, be
but
wary
they
of
probably
how-
won't have the perfect solution for how to change it. So like if something doesn't feel fulfilling or
next
fun,
people who get
then that's
focused
absolutely a
will
criticism
kite a little bit.
that
So you go
they need to
towards
fix, but it depends
red
on how
light
they want to
behind
fix
us.
that.
Go back.
Game is meant to be
And
engaging.
you need to run
Loot
out
is
and
meant
get.
to
Oh,
be
it's good
meaningful.
spawn, good spawn.
You're not supposed to zerg through levels super fast on your first
And
playthrough.
we will
Yeah,
My
boring.
goodness,
Patch 2.
people
Let
haven't even been in
the-
any game for more than probably
let
a day and a
circle
half
get
at this
in,
point.
not
I'm not
the
too
other
sure.
one.
and people are already saying the
Don't
end
knock
game
circle,
loop
don't knock
sucks.
circle, don't knock
Don't mess
circle,
with and
don't
stay in the
knock
patch,
circle.
and
We need
all
to give it a
others
little
move
bit
to the
more
new
time
patch and
until we
don't
say
get
that, right?
kicked by
A
the
little
Kill,
bit
second menu.
more hands-on
kill circle,
experience
kill
with it.
circle, kill circle.
I have kept myself pretty blind to the opinions of lots of other content creators. I've only looked at Reddit this
Thanks for
one
too
time
far away.
and one other time to
We
gather
did not
information.
kill, unlucky.
I've read people's Twitch chats, my own. I've read Twitter. So I don't really know what is going on. I don't know if
I
this
guess
is
we
a
just try this
zeitgeist that is
close
just
to
wrapping
us,
up
so
about Path of Exile 2.
from
and it's
I think this happens with almost every new game that has an established player base, that people complain about it being
Patch
too
3.
easy or too hard or bad compared to the last one. It happens with WoW expansions, it happens with everything.
reception from Path of
Do
Exile
we have
players.
a
It
web
seems
protection
everyone in
on
my
the
comments
platform,
really
or
loves the game.
Like, yeah,
There's some
Sekiro
tuning
had the
that
same
has to
thing
be
happen.
done. I've
That's a really
mentioned
good example.
Some areas seem way out of whack.
Yeah.
I also think that there can be some work done.
Okay, guys,
on
quick tip
maps,
about the
giving them
meteors.
more
The
points
debuff you
instead
get
of
is
the dreadnought
ramping up.
map just
So
being a
basically, you can
super
take a
long
few
map
stacks
with
just
no
to sit on the
checkpoints.
meteor and
Die,
kill
you
it.
gotta fight
It's
through
more
everything
important.
once
And then you
more.
can just
I
run
think
into
there should
the
be loot
patch.
highlighting in the game for special
It's not like you
items
have to
and
run
not
immediately on
just
fucking
weeks.
rocket boots.
I
You
think
can
people
stay and
in
kill the
Melee
meteor.
should have some
When it's
sort
frozen, you
of
can
bonus
stand
to
in the patch.
honor in some form.
We
of
only have to
badge
cut
in
it in
trial
the
of the second one.
oldest patch
I
what
think
we
that
have,
the map
since they will
UI
despawn
on
at a
whether or
time.
not you've killed a boss should be changed a little bit, because right now the faded gray is not clear to a lot of people. Just
It's
put
unclear. Just put it, X over it, right?
X
Yeah,
on the
there
skull.
you go. Absolutely.
Grinding games, please
Yes.
allow me to walk
As
away
we
from
get the
environmental
second
lore
patch,
objects when I
that's
click
when we
on them
will
and
get
read them.
let
Right
the
now,
first
you
meteor
can't,
in.
and it makes me so
You
sad.
can. You have
So
to
when
roll
it
out of it. You
spawns,
can't press escape. You have
like
to
we will
roll,
always
and then
try
it will
to get the
continue
one
playing the
that's
dialogue.
closest.
I
where we
learned that
try and
myself.
call it.
It's really
Also, just before it
it's
spawns,
silly,
we need our
right?
tank to run out.
But that's
I'm not
that's
sure if
how
you
it
did
works.
but we'll also have our Sokas go out.
And
So
at
when
this
I
point,
start
those are
calling
my
that don't knock,
Path of Exile
then
2.
just
it's
click?
kind of
Okay,
weird.
well, I always
We
roll.
will start
I am taking
running
my
out
time.
of clovers.
I am enjoying this as a
and,
brand new
Yeah.
game. You only get that brand new game
But
smell.
I don't have
That's
three
right.
voices, so I will only
Once.
call out anything.
I'm really taking it in. I'm playing multiple characters. I'm in Act 3. I'm going to progress through the ruthless difficulty and into the end game.
That's
Maybe
right.
my opinions will change. Maybe.
But
Very
you can
possible.
let the meter
I
get in
do
the
hope
ice
that
patch
grinding
and
your
then
game
just go
sticks
in
to their
and kind
vision
of stand in
and
the
does not
thing again.
bend to the mob.
Should
Even
not
though this
kill
is
you as
early
it's
access,
frozen
even though
or
this is a
immobile.
beta of sorts, and they will be
Well,
making
they should be making as many changes as they can in order to see what players
Other
like
than
and
that,
how they
it looked
respond to them.
very good.
This is the time to bend to the mob, because sometimes the mob could be right. So change it, make it to where like respecs don't cost anything in campaigns. See what happens. See how players interact with it.
Yes,
Because
we
they're the
kinda
ones
need to
that have
kill
all
it
the
before
data.
some melee
They're the
will
ones that have all the
stand still
tools.
and
So
ranged.
say, hey,
If
for this
you
week we're
are
gonna have like
classic
an
and
extra
kinda dot
system, and like you can do this. Yeah, who listen to players? Well, yeah, but like they can change it back. Exactly, yeah.
And you can
And so
stand
you
in
should
the
try these
patch
different
that it is
systems
in,
and see
so
how players
you
interact with
won't
them,
get too many
and that's
stacks.
going to
Just the
inform
stacks as
more
we are running
than
out of the
any
patch,
sort of
you
Reddit
don't
post,
get
right?
dead as it
lots
freezes.
of changes. There's so much more coming to Path of Exile 2 in the coming weeks and months. We've got 6 more classes. We've got 3 more acts.
Now, I'm not sure
we've
if
got
you can
more
run
end
in
game. The game is
inside
just
the
starting
meter,
out.
not-
Truly. And I hope that they are able to see out all this
I know
content
that you
added
can kinda stand
in
on
their
edge
vision
and
of the
it
game
should
that
be
is
fine.
so darn fun to many of us. Well, what do you think? Let me
3,
know in the comments below. And make sure
1.
if you like the video, hit the like button now and to subscribe to the channel for more Path of Exile 2 content in the future. I will see you in the next video. Stay sane, my fellow exiles.
I think that it would be really great if we could talk about this game
Strap
in a
will
way
soak
that was
instantly.
a little bit more honest, and people
little
could
gems
stop
that we can
posturing as much.
With your
Because I feel
parts
like
as
it's so hard to have honest conversations about video games now, because people get their ego attached to it. And I think PoE 2 really has the capacity to be one of the best games, one of the best live service games in the market. Yeah, I disagree with 6. I disagreed with the rolling thing. Everything else I pretty much agree with. Like, and I don't even disagree with the rolling thing. It's like, if you think phasing is bad, then that's fine. I just think that there should be a way to roll out of getting body blocked, right? Like, one way or another. So, the CEO Killer uploaded a video on YouTube. I'll look at that in a second, but let me finish this. So, yeah. I disagree with the respec and the rolling issue. Yeah, no, that's fine. But this is the way that I see it, and I think also one big problem that a lot of game communities have is that
there is the first knock. You can start
a
healing
game
Redo,
exists
and
for a
there's
long
second,
period of
get
time,
Redo,
and then
Mopna,
people become normalized
EX
to
up a
every
little bit,
function of
Redo
that
still
game,
needs.
and they don't want to see it
You can
changed.
soak it now.
But in my opinion, I think that there are a lot of functions of games where it's like, yes, this is in the game and it's bad, and you know, maybe you should change
After
it,
these
right?
knocks, you
Has
kind of
nothing to
don't
do with
have to
skill.
move,
Yeah, exactly,
unless
right?
you're in lava or
I'm a
in
new
the
player. I disagree with you.
fucking
Yeah,
smash.
that's fine. But I think that these are the
stand
things that
still
I think
right
would
now
make
and
the
push,
game
push, push.
better overall, and it would make the game like you can make a game.
Yeah, very good damage.
You can make it to where it's easier to get new players without making the entire game super easy or brain dead easy.
Small team,
of course.
you will go right.
So yeah, that's the
Small
way
team
that I
right
see it.
and big team
And
left.
I feel like, again, a
They're
lot of the
pretty
commentary
close,
and
so I will
discourse on
be
Reddit is kind of
very
stupid,
close to
but
your side as
everything
well.
else I'm kind of, you know, kind of waiting to see what's going to happen.
For the X1.
So yeah, bro, when they add the 6 other characters, lots of crap is going to change. Yeah, massively it's going to
And I'm
change.
gonna get them down to
100%.
50.
So yeah, it's in top sellers. Nobody cares.
Another
Well, I
push.
think that I think Grinding Gear Games cares.
That was
I bet
good.
they're probably watching these videos and reading them and talking about it right now. Maybe not the
Still
video itself, but
Suns
like
and
these.
Lava, big
Of course,
side.
they're probably having meetings talking about this at this very moment.
We can start
About
meeting
like,
up
you know,
at
how should we handle loot? Like, why are people saying that? Of course they care about it. Like, that's why the game's been
And
successful
we
for
will get
10 years.
ready
It's
to
because they
do
do
the
care,
little
they are
bot on the
listening,
little
and they want to
warlock.
have people's feedback.
You
So
can
yeah,
do
of
the
course.
little bot right now.
Top selling doesn't mean it has longevity.
Now
Well,
we
it does mean
run.
that,
If you're
like, I
falling
mean,
behind, go
the
left
reason
or
why it's
right
top
to follow
selling
the
is because
pack, and we
PoE
will
1 is a
stay
great
on
game,
yellow.
and it's been a great game, and
Like
people trust Grinding Gear
slightly
games to
behind
make good
yellow, actually.
decisions. Somebody
Get ready
said
to AoE right
that
now.
that guy that killed the CEO made a YouTube video. Is that true?
Don't die to this. It looks very good.
Is that actually true? Yeah, there's the video. Give it a like. And
prepare
Taco
to
Tree, he
dance.
did. Oh, I want to watch it.
Stand between two
Yeah,
lines.
let's watch it. Check mod chat for it. Okay.
2 steps back.
Yeah, we're
and
watching this
get
for
ready
sure.
to move again. It will be 2 steps
Okay.
forward. And probably 2 steps back.
Smash.
Avoid this smash. Get Bam. Bellamy
Let me
up
make
a
sure
bit.
that it's not TOS or
Get
something.
Bellamy up a lot actually, and you can soak it now. And we can prepare for the second
Okay, it's not.
little
Great.
bop on the second little warlock.
Okay.
You can bop the little warlock
Give
right
me 1
now.
second. I'm going to use the bathroom, and then
And
we're going to watch
run.
it.
If you fall behind,
this
go
is
left
the
or
guy
right.
that shot that
we will stay
CEO.
on blue.
Yeah, bro, I'm ready to see this.
And we can get ready to AoE right now. It's gonna be a smash as you're kiting, so be mindful of that.
Smash.
And after the smash, there will be a little dance, so don't dance into it. Kill off the little elemental.
Flames.
2 steps forward.
3.
And get ready to move again. It's 2 steps forward again, and probably 2 steps backward. No, it's not. Go red. And we will rest jungle. Get jungle up, and you can soak right now. Simma is dead. Chill with DPS, chill with DPS. Stay, and chill with DPS. Don't touch boss.
1.
Don't touch boss.
Move.
Run.
Seeds.
We will stand slightly behind these demonic circles. Don't touch boss, please. No touchy.
3.
Stop casting on the boss.
1.
Like I see hunters, I see other stuff.
Targeted.
Just kill off these, and then it's dance. Dance, and we will push it as we dance and get some bonus damage in, which is pretty nice. Push.
3.
Get ready, 2 steps backwards.
So,
Probably
we have
2
this
steps
guy.
in.
We got Luigi. Apparently,
intermission.
Popped the fuck
Small
off and
team
shot
left,
this dude.
big team right. Jens by you
And
go,
he made a
You go
YouTube
left on him.
video.
I've
If
got no
you
push.
see this, I'm
But
already
everyone knows where did I
under
go?
arrest.
You go right, there's only one
Oh
on
my
the left
God.
side, so you can not need it there.
Okay, here we go.
It's one close, good. Can we get one marked as
Community
soon as
notes says
possible
it's
that
fake.
we just
Wait a minute.
get down to
We're not going to
15
watch it if
and
we think it's fake.
touch. There's a lot in lava.
How do we know it's fake?
I'm gonna knock. You see triangle, don't cleave shamans, and try to grip it again if possible. I got one of them out. There's one behind that's 120. Push these
Because YouTube would have
down.
deleted it.
Get one down quick, and range you can go towards right a little bit.
How do we know it's real?
And yeah, I think it will be very hard. You can lust as well, I suppose.
They intercepted his laptop. It was a scheduled upload.
Okay, we will last after.
Well, look, it's a
dance, so
1
don't
minute
last
video.
now.
But we might as well watch the. It's a one fucking minute.
Stand between two lines.
So let's at least look at it, and if it's fake, it's
ready
fake.
to take 2 steps.
We don't know if it's fake or not.
2 steps out.
We could have watched the video in this time.
2 steps in. No, start spreading. It's gonna be a little meteor. So
Okay, is this, what is this?
It's on the fire elementals, so be very careful, Simba.
Is there no audio?
Lock it right now into a boss.
Flame soon.
It's gonna be a
Am I
little
crazy?
dance.
Like,
so stand between 2 lines.
There's nothing here.
Flames. 3.
Try to drag it a bit
That's
further.
all
to
he
your
says
right
is soon.
W4.
Okay. Well.
1.
No, there's no audio. Okay, what a
Be
great
careful
prank.
of this,
Yeah. So
Emily.
anyway,
Just knock it into boss
somebody
if possible.
showed me
Someone.
this,
Smash.
Good.
and I can see if I'll pull it up real quick. And where is it? CEO murder suspect. Is this it? Yep, there we go.
It's gonna be a new meteor or flames.
And let me
maybe
see if I can
both.
pull this up here too.
Look for meteor.
Meteor is
You
landing
got
on
God? I
right
probably
side by
did. I
purple
think so.
on the tree ends.
But I will look at this since like this
Knock it
literally
as soon
just
as
happened.
possible.
It's kind of
Someone get 2
crazy.
steps in.
And then we'll go ahead and we'll start. But anyway, so yeah, this is the guy that everybody is saying shot him. We don't know whether it's true or not. It's all alleged, but it seems to be true. If not, this Luigi guy is going to be having a very bad day.
It's gonna be a new little
And so it seems like a happy
dance.
guy, yeah. So he came from an
between
Ivy League
lines.
school. There he is. Just a normal guy, absolutely fucking ripped,
And we take
likes
2 steps
Pokemon,
out.
and went to, I guess, Penn State. There we go. And so yeah, just a normal, average guy. GitHub links to a Facebook
It's on
account,
the fire element.
and often reposted tweets about anxiety. Not a surprise at all. People think most mental health treatments are mushrooms. Treatments for it more helpful than any of them. Anxious generation, for sure. Video of Luigi giving his valedictorian speech at Gilman School. So he was the valedictorian of a school, I guess? That's really fucking impressive. Facebook account as well. 1.2k friends. He's got a lot of friends. Friends who went to high school with Luigi said what keeps coming up is a back surgery that changed everything for him, and he went absolutely crazy. This checks out with his Goodreads history and an x-ray on his header on X. That sucks. He's an
We
avid reader with
still need to
295
heal
books
the
listed on
tank.
Goodreads. Additionally, gained recognition as valedictorian. at Gilman
Even
School,
when
showcasing
everyone is a
his,
bit low.
No, we lost Jovent
academic
in the
excellence.
meantime.
His work contributions to machine learning.
No,
and
we lost
robotics.
Simmer before Jovent.
So well.
Luigi wrote that violence is necessary in the
That's
Amazon
true.
review of
He
Unabomber.
wasn't really getting
Kaczynski's
any heals.
manifest. Right.
I'm used to it.
Right.
Okay.
Overall, we
So
have
this
to,
is his review,
reduce
the
Last
individual
try.
mistakes.
When all other
that we
forms
make
of
it with
communication fail,
most
violence is
possible people
necessary
to
to
face for it.
survive. So why should we have any qualms
Yeah,
with
but
burning down to
after
survive?
we
Violence
got,
never solved anything. It's a statement uttered by cowards and predators.
Trap
So then if you go down to the
in
rest of
phase
this,
2, try not to panic and
his
heal the whole
cousins with
rate.
the Maryland State
Also need
delegate.
to heal
Okay,
tanks.
that's interesting. The gun found. Okay, this doesn't. Okay, it doesn't say McLovin. I was expecting it to. And reviews from a McDonald's he was arrested at. It's full of rats. Okay, really shitty McDonald's. Free Luigi. His disdain towards healthcare industry is likely due to his treatment of an ailing relative due to the New York Post. He lost his grandma in 2013 and his grandfather in 2017.
4, 3,
The alleged
2,
shooter
1.
scheduled videos to be uploaded to his YouTube account following his arrest. The video states, if you see this, I'm already under arrest. I really wonder, he says all is Oh my god.
This little trap is so instant.
Man. The fucking Riddler, yes. I hope YouTube doesn't. I don't know. Like, maybe should YouTube ban it or not? I'm kind of like, I'm on the fence. I don't know whether they should or not. But like, so the content side of my brain says yes. The reasonable, at least partially reasonable adult part of my brain says no, because it could encourage more people to do things that were like this too. So it's a fake crypto channel? Yeah, that could be it too. Did a video break the law? Yeah, it's hard to say. Sister sends prayers to her brother, praying for you.
Smash.
Commenter points out that December 11th flashes at the bottom. Okay, that's in 2 days.
Can I wait for
his Instagram got deleted
before we do any soaking?
He apparently has a PhD. Pretty huge dick.
There's the first knock. There's the second. Can we get Jens Bylund Rain up a bit? Bam as well.
So,
Jens a little bit and Knit. You can stock it now.
From what I think, check his Twitter. Funny stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
We avoid Smash. Then it's
Let
gonna
me
be
go back.
2
I'm gonna look at
knocks
the rest. He's
after
an avid.
that.
We watched Asmongold. Oh
even if
boy,
you
yeah,
don't put
that'd be a real good one, right? Let's see if I can find any more information about this too. It's really hard to say. Okay, so another picture of him with Bro, this guy really likes McDonald's. Oh man.
You're like 8 seconds ahead.
Wow.
Like from last week, which is very nice. Small team, you will go right.
I think that's about all the information that's available for him right now.
Or elementals on the right. Might need someone else.
I think there's nothing else, at least at the moment. Trump pardon incoming? I don't think that's gonna happen. Let's be real. So yeah, it seems to me like this is a guy.
It looks very good. We will go to
my
blue
best guess of what could have
after.
happened if all of his friends said he went crazy is that maybe he got this back surgery that happened.
It's
negatively affected him in a massive way. He probably didn't get healthcare insurance in one way or another, or this was related to his grandparents.
Right now.
And the change in personality could have been a psychosis that was induced maybe by trying illegal drugs.
Get them up quick.
That is a chain of assumptions. But maybe that's what happened.
And
I don't know.
We don't have enough resses, I think.
It's a reach. It's totally a reach. And that's why I'm saying that
myself. It's a wipe.
It's a movie plot? Well, I mean, yeah, but people make movies on real life sometimes, you know? Yeah. Constant physical pain does fuck you up. It can be as easy as that. Yeah.
1. Smash.
We got it tomorrow. Look into phase 4.
True, but I've known people personally who have had their personality altered and gotten fucked up by shrooms in the long term.
You practice dance
because they took
in
them.
Ultima.
So it does happen to people. It's not like it always happens or it never happens, but it does happen, and it's a possibility. And people do take shrooms for pain relief as well.
No, not tomorrow.
So
if we were in Alliance, we could have been Goldshire, but
you can also practice dancing in Goldshire if you want. You just get more funny with words.
Are you going line dancing?
7G made you ultra gay? Okay.
Yeah, that's the perfect answer.